particularly. But the fact that they put Will's mother in there, and they put that
So I
the
went
bald
live.
guy
We're
in there.
live on both Facebook and Twitch.
Oh, okay.
All
So
right.
I saw that and I said, oh, I don't know if since you said you like Stranger Things, I said you got to check this out. I think you'd get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah.
So apparently we had 284 views for Monday's show on Facebook.
Nice.
All right. Rock
Nice.
and roll. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you very
That
much.
now that's how many. Now depending on how many people listen for how long, that's a different issue.
Yeah, you know.
So
Well, once Ryan gets on, he's gonna blast it out to all his friends and stuff if we do it on Facebook. So who knows how many people we'll have listening then at that point.
So we got our fun. I did a top 40 quarterbacks for the season. So if we want to do that, we can do that.
Wait, top what?
40.
Oh my!
Are we gonna do another one of those?
Well, let's see what we have because I didn't do any for this week, so we can do yours. We can do like 4 of yours today if we have time.
All right. I gotta.
I didn't even do one.
No, neither did I. But he had like remember he did one for each position.
Yeah, I know. He had 9 of them.
So we'll go off of his.
All right, but just when you're after we do the intro, I'm gonna step away to find the notebook. I have it. I put it over to the side, but I have to grab it.
Well, no, Chris.
Let's actually do the news first before that, though.
Yeah, but what I did.
Well, then,
Chris,
before that, I gotta find the notebook. So.
Yeah, so Chris,
let's do our intro. You guys talk for a few minutes, and then you talk UFC first because I could care less about that, and then we'll go on from the other things. So.
Yeah, we can recap UFC.
Well, first we talked the breaking news, so you know.
Oh, that too. So what is it? So yeah, so I did the other day. I did the starters. I ranked the starters and I ranked some backups because I don't know because there's some that might actually be a starter, might not.
Okay. Let's just get to the news.
Yeah. So let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerds on the Nerd Report Network. On today's episode, Dak ain't getting paid yet. The WNBA's bubbles about. Yeah, well, we'll get to it. The WNBA's about to pop. Fight Island's going on live right now, and we recap the week and make our picks. That and more on the Nerd Zone tonight. Chris, hit us with that music.
Nerd Zone.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Stephen Ronnie, and with me, as always,
it is I, Trips, and thank God I don't have a kid to send to school.
Jesus Christ. And
the Zombie Master, and I got a teacher who goes back to school, so I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that feeling. But yes, with that being said, this is the Nerd Zone, and oh boy, yeah. So,
the notebook. Hold on, let me go grab it. I'll be right back.
Go do your thing, Chris. Where do you want to start?
Well, it's quick. Like even with sports and every other thing, like we try not to politicize things, but
it happens.
Everything's become politicized.
And I'm back. I didn't take long. So what did you say?
I'm saying even in sports, we try not to politicize things, but it's sort of hard when every fucking thing in every sport has been politicized now.
Yeah, well, okay, it might be politicized, but let's try to keep a certain name out of it. Because you know what?
We don't need no Muda mist on these shows.
Exactly. Thank you.
God damn it! What? God damn it! If someone ever does that, I am going to kill them.
What?
Fucking orange mist.
All right.
Oh, if we ever get a fucking wrestling show where someone sprays orange mist at somebody, I'm gonna freaking kill them.
All right, so it's like, yeah, let's. Well, the breaking news, of course, is sports trying to come back amidst, the coronavirus.
It looks like Major League Baseball has an idea of what they're gonna do, but the question is when is when does the virus get to the point where it's going to shut something down? And that's for all sports. The only one that doesn't look like that it was going to shut down, period, that has no, is hockey.
Yup. Why? Because it's in fucking Canada.
Well, no. It might shut down if Hotel X gets involved.
Hotel X, you don't have to worry about the coronavirus.
No.
Hotel X, you have to worry about, regular felonies.
Oh, God.
Shit. It's in Canada. The only two sports that really aren't in danger of shutting down are the NHL and the UFC. Why? Because they're out of the fucking country. I mean, I don't like Dana White because he is a supporter of blah, but maybe he's not anymore after the bungling of this. But Dana White did the smartest thing ever. He's like, I can't do this here. I got a business to run. Fighters need to get paid.
Well, his thing is he knows that his bread and butter are international fighters.
Yeah. He's like, international fights. I need international fighters. That's how we do it. Fighters need to get paid because if they don't, because the UFC pays them per fight.
Yep.
That's how their contract works. It's like, a 3-fight or whatever deal. They get this money, but they always get this money on top of it. And if a fighter's not fighting because the UFC's not running, then all those contracts basically,
go to or null and void or just piss.
Yeah, they're voided and defaulted.
They're piss water.
Right, basically. And so Dana White was like, I need to find a way to get people, find a way. And then he was like, fuck it. Abu Dhabi, Fight Island, there we go. And he said, he's going to, even after Fight Night, this one, he's going to be doing stuff at Fight Island for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, he said that for right now, for what UFC is doing, you are getting a fight. You got a fight last week, you're getting a fight tonight, you're getting a fight on Saturday, and you are getting another fight on Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Yes. They're doing 4. They're doing 4 at Abu Dhabi.
And they're going to do more.
As of right now, I'm saying, as of right now, they're only doing 4.
Yeah, but they're going to do more. Like when he said we're going to be there for the foreseeable future, I guarantee UFC 52 will be at Fight Island. And it makes sense.
I mean, why not? You make your money. You still make your money. The guys that are in America, I love how they're testing. By the way, UFC's testing for all this is the best thing they've ever done. Was, okay, you get on a plane, you fly to Vegas, you get tested in Vegas. Clear? You get on another plane, you go to Fight Island. Another test. You quarantine for 2 days until the test comes back. Clear? You make weight. Then you do another test, and then the fight, and then you do another test.
UFC is crazy about... They've always been crazy about their health testing. They have to be.
But I love the okay.
Remember, this is a sport where for the longest time, even still today, some states consider it human cockfighting.
Yeah. I remember when it was human cockfighting. Good old Tank Abbott.
Yeah. So the UFC's still fighting that uphill battle of trying to get this to be a legitimate sport. And when Dana White's like, I'm not worried about our testing. Our testing is the best. We have the best testing of any sport.
I mean, USADA, as much as people bitch and moan about USADA, they get their shit done quick.
Yeah, but UFC tests outside of USADA.
No, but I'm saying USADA is the ones that are handling the COVID test.
Yeah, UFC. See, how ridiculous is that USADA can get it right, but our own fucking administration can't get it right? They bungle the shit out of it to now the point where, they're saying that all hospitals need to report to Washington and not the CDC. That's going to create problems.
It's what it is. But,
basically meaning that data is going to be kept from the public.
Yeah, That's not good.
No, it's not. And Florida, where you have the NBA trying to do it, MLS still trying to salvage a season.
MLS is doing MLS for what they're doing right now is doing fine.
Even though they've already had 2 teams drop out.
But here's the thing. They never even made it to the bubble. They were quarantined in their home states, which was Dallas and Tennessee, and that's one of the biggest areas that were spiked. They didn't even get on a plane to come to the bubble.
That's good. Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
NBA.
They knew that it was bad. So yeah, I think they said like 8 out of the 10 fucking teams or 8 out of the 10 fucking starters had it. So they were like, "Listen, we're bailing out." They knew that they couldn't make it, so they were like, "We're not coming." Both teams knew they couldn't fucking handle it. So like, you know what? We withdraw. Okay, good.
I thought Brooklyn withdrew.
No, Brooklyn's still in it.
They just are severely.
They literally. They might as dude. Washington is almost withdrawn because they've lost their best player.
They lost their best player?
Because he opted out.
Oh, Bradley Beal opted out? I
figured he would. He opted out because he's got free agency next year.
Right. And, well, John Wall is still hurt, so
John Wall's still hurt, so you have your 2 best players that are opting out. But but at the same time, too, you have... And they're in the 8th seed for that. But then you turn around and look at the Nets, and what the big storyline is going to be is the Nets are 6 back out of 9th place.
They might just get the 8th seed by default.
That's exactly why. That's exactly what the storyline's going to be for that.
And the thing is, the Nets
and then they got to go against.
They have no Dinwiddie, no DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
So they have Beasley and another guy,
Jamal Crawford.
Basically, guys that came off the bench long ago. These guys are like on their last legs.
But what's funny, it's literally they're putting a skeleton crew team just to get in there. But guess what? Guess what their consolation prize is if they do just sweep into the 8th seed?
They get to take on the Bucks.
Giannis.
Yeah, the thing is, the whole thing we're watching with bated breath right now with the bubble. And right now, it's okay because it's a weekday. But what happens during the weekend? Because that was where the bubble breaker happened.
Oh, yeah. Okay, John.
The weekend.
John, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this shit?
Hold on, quick. And that's also where, in, Florida's great wisdom, DeSantis decided to open Disney World.
Yeah, that was...
that's the dumbest thing. So, not even a mile away from the bubble, you have people just getting into Disney World passing temperature checks. You know how easy it is to pass a fucking temperature check?
Yeah.
You could have COVID, be like, I want to get to Disney World. You could douse your fucking forehead with ice and cool yourself down and all of a sudden pass the temperature check.
Well, also, wait. Here's also the other thing. You're in Orlando. What is the ideal temperature in Orlando, Florida?
Balls.
Good answer. So how the fuck is anyone passing a temperature check when they're taking your temperature in 110-degree heat with humidity? Yeah,
that's the dumbest thing. Like I said, it is the stupidest fucking thing. And the other thing is also, temperature checks don't account for asymptomatic people.
No.
They don't. And that's the problem.
Well.
And these NBA players in the bubble, they're playing golf, doing that. Come on, somebody is going to pay some security off or whatever. And get on there like, oh my God, LeBron James, oh my God, Giannis, da-da-da-da-da. And as soon as that happens, and if they're asymptomatic, Corona goes in the bubble.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere else, because please, just set me up. Because someone on the Utah Jazz tried to get booty in the bubble.
Tried to get booty?
Booty in the bubble.
Seriously, they need it. Oh, God. Please tell me it's not Gobert.
No, I don't know. Oh, my God, if it was Rudy Gobert. But no, it was an Instagram model that got a DM from somebody in the bubble.
Oh, God.
And she was smart enough to say no.
Good.
But she's like, I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm not going to say who it was, but the team was very jazzy. And I'm like, I see what you did there. I mean,
is baseball in Florida, or baseball's just running, like, in their own places right
Baseball's running in their own places.
Oh, yeah, because I saw the Phillies inter-squad game.
Yeah, they're in their own places, but the problem with baseball is going to be is when a team is going to have to go down to, like, Tampa or Miami, or hell, if you're not going on the East, you're going Central, they got to go to Houston or Texas or the Rangers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more interested to see, because one thing I've never heard as yet is, because you know what the other place that used to be really bad is, what's Seattle's numbers at? Because people got to go up to, people have to go up to Seattle to play the Mariners.
Well, the thing is, if it's a dome, I don't know if it's still a dome or not.
It's not.
What Seattle has a dome that they can their building is retractable.
Okay, but if they have a dome, they could keep that shit pressurized and actually be okay to play. It could almost be like sort of a sanctuary. But
that's the same thing with the Marlins. I think have a dome.
They have a retractable. Okay, so that might be good.
They have a retractable.
Tampa
You know what?
right?
And so does Toronto, which is I find ironic that they're talking about not playing in Toronto, but Toronto has a fucking retractable roof in Toronto too for the Blue Jays.
Problem is though is because of their travel restrictions.
Issues.
So the minute they cross borders, they got to quarantine for 14 days. So it looks like they're gonna play. People were like, "Oh, so Toronto's gonna play in." Toronto's going to go play in Florida? I'll go, fuck you, they're playing in Buffalo.
That's where their minor league system is. It's in Buffalo.
Yeah. They're going to play in their minor league stadium.
See, because Canada's not fucking around. That's why they have the hockey players. They wanted the hockey players to get there, almost a month in advance so they can quarantine and then start practice.
I mean, shit. Fucking the Toronto Raptors had to go down 2 weeks early before the bubble to stay in a bubble in Fort Worth, or was it Fort Worth? No, the Keys, in the Florida Keys. Stay in a bubble there.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale?
Fort Lauderdale, before they got to the actual fucking bubble. They had the double bubble.
See, my thing, what I'm worried about, baseball, don't succumb to moron pressure. No fans.
I guess then you heard about Phillies.
Dude, I heard about Philadelphia City because morons, some I'm friends with, which I can't believe. All right, we can't do this. The Mummers Parade. I'm like, dude, are you seriously worried about a fucking parade over this shit? And then, so Philadelphia basically said, what is it? The city is not allowing big gatherings, but as for football games like that, that's up to the Eagles.
Well, no.
And I say to the Eagles right now, no fans.
Well,
say no fans.
Wait, because I actually have to stop you there. Because they've already come out and said Phillies and Eagle games will have no fans.
Thank fucking God.
They've already said that. That was something I read today, actually.
I'm sorry. We need to win the war against morons here.
Oh, you want to talk about more?
And that's my take on it right now. Like, the niceties are gone for me. I'm sorry. If you support Orange 2020, you are a moron. That's it.
You want to talk about morons? I'll send you something. Picture about morons. Now here, I'll send you a gift that I just saw.
Like
you'll get it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Total moron.
And then there's one other one. This one I just thought was funny.
So the funniest thing in the world was.
The virus sucks. I wanted zombies. Yeah, well, that's a bunch of moron Trumpers right there. Because like, they're being asked to wear a mask, and they're like, "I'll do anything to defend this country. I'll stand in a foxhole. I'll kill anybody." And it's like, wear a mask.
Well, you put out the greatest. You put out a message the other day that was funny ever. It literally was, Trumpers have no issue wearing a mask when they're hunting for 9 hours.
Oh yeah, you'll wear this covered in deer piss for 8 hours, but you can't wear a mask to go to Costco. And it's the truth. I know people that are like, "Oh, I'm going hunting." And I'm like, "What the fuck you wear?" "Oh yeah, I gotta wear this to attract deer." And they have a mask. They actually have a full fucking mask. And they're just fucking, you know what I mean? They have a full fucking mask. And they're just like, Chris? What the fuck? Yeah, I see it now. Iggy Pop. I got it.
Yeah, but it's got, look at the hair.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I'm just saying, like, they wear a mask to go, to do this, covered in deer piss. But they won't. But then all of a sudden, when it comes to wearing a mask to go to the grocery store, no, my freedom. It's like, you fucking idiot.
Okay, so a little bit of news. We'll get into this. So NBA, since we're talking about the NBA. So yes, someone has a message for booty in the quarantine, but 2 players have broken quarantine at Disney already.
Bubble breakers. Well, one thing, I guess the Magical Kingdom's food isn't that quite magical.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. So Rockets forward Bruno Caboclo.
Bruno Caboclo.
Caboclo. And King
Caboclo,
Center,
whatever the fuck it is, yeah.
King Center Richaun Holmes are quarantined for an extra 10 days.
Holmes.
Has been quarantined for an extra 10 days. Okay, that's not what's funny about this, but Caboclo, I'm going to say Gabagool. I'm just going to call him Gabagool. Fuck it. Decided to order takeout and had to break quarantine to go get it.
Yeah, because they won't allow the delivery guy up to the hotel.
Okay, which now the question I ask you guys: what fast food would make you break quarantine?
What fast food I break for that?
Yeah, if you had to break quarantine for one meal, what would it be?
For takeout?
For takeout.
I know what mine would be. You'd laugh at me if I said it.
Go ahead, say it.
Sushi.
Okay.
Fucking love my sushi. If I had to break quarantine for a good sushi, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Let me see here. Break quarantine for. This is a tough one.
Yeah, right?
Because, I know how bad that food they had at Disney World was. So,
Disney has gourmet chefs, but yet they can't fucking give these guys a good fucking meal. They have to go and order Five Guys.
Alright. I would have... Alright. Break quarantine would be... Well, I would get 2 of them or 3 of them since, I'm going to be in quarantine, so I might as well load up on it. Pizza from a really good pizzeria.
Yeah, that's another one I would
go
consider.
Okay, so I would go with 3
a pepperoni pizza, Hawaiian pizza, and probably one of those Chicken parm pizza. Because you need you need the vegetables in there along with it to be like chicken parm with like spinach or something.
See, I agree with you. It has to be pizza, but if we're saying we're down in Florida, there has to be one. There's one catch. It has to be made. It has to be made with New York water.
Bagels.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know what it is, but if we're saying home, Three Brothers Pizza, good old Jersey Shore pie. The pie is as big as a fucking 19-inch pizza. One slice is 2 slices. I'd break quarantine for that.
All right, I'll get Philly on you right now.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck
steak.
you. I was going to say, you got the cheesesteak over me.
Dude, 5 cheesesteaks. That's right, one for every fucking day. 5 cheesesteaks.
Well, from where?
Either chicken cheesesteak, pepperoni pizza steak, whatever, all from Widow It Out.
All right.
Not Patrigino's. Fuck them places.
Well, what about Tony?
With the whiz and shit like that. Dude, Widow It Out. With the spices and the fucking actual real provolone cheese.
Because I was going to say, it's either, for me, it would either be Pat's, or Tony's. Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's is decent, dude. Have you had Widow It Out?
No, I have not.
See, no, dude.
Hey,
Widow It Out, like their cheesesteak.
We'll do this.
All right.
When this is all done, me, John, and D will come down to a Phillies game, and we'll go to Widow It Out.
All right, in Northeast.
And here's the thing. Get this. You're going to laugh at this. I have never had a Philly cheesesteak.
How dare you?
I've never had it. I've never had the opportunity to go to Philly for anything.
All right. Pat's and Gino's, they have the whiz, and their steakum is really thin.
Yeah, like it
their
depends
steak
on
is
what
really
you
thin.
like.
Widow It Out, their steak is like the size of a good pepperoni pizza.
I was gonna say they got like the sirloin. They got the top sirloin steaks.
Yeah, they got that shit. Like I usually get mine with tomatoes. I don't do the fried onions. I never have. And you can get whiz. I don't get whiz because I don't give a shit about the whiz. I tried whiz before. I like it with provolone cheese.
That's fair.
It's actually better for you.
Yeah. So you love this. So back to what we were saying before. So you'll love this. So Holmes' mother came out and put out a tweet. Said, you only crossed the line for your mother's cooking. And I wasn't in Florida.
Right.
And I
Damn right.
No, then she finishes off. And I wasn't in Florida, sir.
Oh, damn right.
You only crossed the line for your mom's cooking.
You only break quarantine for your mom's cooking. Damn right.
And I wasn't in
Florida.
Florida.
I can agree with that one. I agree with that.
That's a great fucking tweet.
Put it this way. I would break quarantine for fucking like home cooked like baked chicken and baked macaroni and cheese with steamed broccoli. Oh, I would break quarantine easy.
Yeah, some nice broccoli rabe.
No, not a broccoli rabe. I'm talking about like.
I need some Italian. I need if you got me a home cooked Italian meal, I'm done. Fuck you.
See, I'm talking baked chicken, macaroni and cheese baked, just burned a little bit. The top burned a little bit, so it's a little crispy.
With the bread.
Bread or not.
Breadcrumbs on top.
My mom used to do it without the bread, and it was fucking incredible.
Yeah, you need that crunch.
I loved it.
You need that crunch.
You want to talk about funny? You want to talk about funny? You just said something that reminded me of something. Did you ever see the Eddie Murphy Delirious special?
Yes.
Stand-up special?
Yeah.
I had a friend whose mom used to make those burgers that he talked about.
Oh, yeah. Mama Burger. Mama Burger. Fuck Burger King. Fuck McDonald's. Mama Burger.
Like a small baseball on 2 slices of Wonder Bread. You pick it up and it's like you're squeezing everything out of it. It was a mess. She always asked me, "Do you want one?" I'm like, "No."
That's what it's all about.
That was what did he call? What did he call them? The welfare burgers.
Welfare burger, whatever. It's not a welfare burger. I'm sorry, Mama Burger is a fucking awesome burger.
Dude,
That's
Mama
like a
Burger,
double
but
burger.
not like
It's
that.
like a
Not
double
like how.
burger without being a double burger.
a good old,
Not like.
a good old Juicy Lucy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like,
blue cheese. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
it's like-
blue cheese.
yeah, the Mama Burger. That's like thick as hell. It's like the size of like almost like 2 Burger King quarter pounder.
Now everyone's
Quarter
gonna hate
pounder
us. Now
patties
everyone's
right there.
gonna hate us because we just spent the first 30 minutes to the last 15 minutes talking about food.
Mama Burger,
You
man.
brought it up.
Mama Burger.
Oh no, but it's a good question because someone literally broke quarantine for Five Guys.
Fine.
Well, hey, Five Guys. There are certain Five Guys that are really good.
Right, I'm not
No,
saying...
Ronnie knows where I said
Yeah,
five.
five. Yeah, hi Vinny. Five Guys, burgers and fries.
Yeah, so thank God that that Philadelphia, the Phillies and the Eagles said no fans, because I was so worried about the morons getting their way.
Well, the morons have gone to turn into Belichickians. Because New England has said we are going to open the capacity to 20% in New England.
Well, if Massachusetts can and they'll allow it, then it is what it is. But I doubt the NFL will be like, yeah, no, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Because that's what the NFL needs to get. The NFL needs to get that straight. Like, all right, if one team can't have fans, no teams are having fans.
I agree with that. Unless they are willing, unless they split revenue. That should be the only way they're allowed. If they do fans, and like certain places are not, they have to split said revenue. They can't just keep that revenue because that's bullshit then.
The thing is, like, having fans at games, just no.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Just, I mean, it's bad enough that Robo Betty is trying to force kids to go to school with no safety
Did you
measures
really just
in
call
place.
him Robo Betty?
That's what she is. Did you see the fucking CNN thing? Like, what about this? What about this? I believe that our kids need to get back to school. Yeah, you said that before. What about this? I believe our kids need to get back to school. With that fucking dumbass smile. Like, Chris Wallace on Fox News is like, you can't do that. I believe that our kids need to get back to school. I'm just like, are you...
But no, but yeah, so the Bubbles
I got some baseball news whenever you're ready. I got some baseball news.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I said
Hold on.
before, yesterday was Bastille Day.
Let me talk
Just
about...
keep that in mind.
Let me
Keep
talk
that
about
in
this.
mind.
Let me talk about this WNBA stuff real quick, and then we'll go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
baseball. Since we're
Yeah,
basketball
so
talk.
that was the food that you were talking about. Yeah, that was the food that would break. I would break quarantine for. I mean, I hope the season goes off. I just think one or two teams are going to end up with it.
The way that it's looking and the way they're setting everything up, they're going to just push forward. Unfortunately, that's what it looks like.
Unless LeBron gets it.
Well, let's see. Because have you seen so they showed the inside of the bubble, like cameras about what they're doing. Dude, John, you'll like this. So they're doing practices in ballrooms.
They're doing practices in hotel ballrooms. It is so stupid.
But they went out and got 3 of the NBA's courts, and they put 3 NBA courts in ballrooms. And they're practicing in fucking ballrooms. Like, they have 6 baskets set up, and they have 3 fucking courts that they put together in a fucking ballroom. That's kind of fucking awesome.
But the thing is, are they... Please tell me they're staggering practice schedules.
Yes. Yeah, they are. They're doing only 1 team, but they're doing 3 so everyone can social distance.
Yeah, they have to. Otherwise, it'll be really bad.
Yeah, no, they're staggering it out.
Yeah, because it's just...
J.R. Smith,
You gotta
though,
do
J.R. Smith needs to keep his fucking mouth shut, apparently, because he apparently snitching on shit.
What J.R. Smith say?
I told you about that. J.R. Smith started doing, like, he started, like, doing the COVID test, and people were like, just put your phone away, asshole.
Oh, live from the bubble?
Yeah, he's doing live from the bubble.
Which the thing is, if somebody's saying put your phone away, and they don't want people to see.
Well, the question is really, when is he doing it? If he's doing it during practice, I can get it. But if he's just walking around, and they're saying
yeah, I
put your
think
phone
he's
away,
just walking around.
See, that's weird. That's a little suspicious.
Yeah, that means that Florida's not all it's cracked up to be, and wouldn't you know?
Oh, apparently
where DeSantis said, "Oh yeah, we're having a little bit of a COVID blip," dude. That is the fucking mountain from The Price is Right with the yodeler.
Yeah, Cliff.
Yaddy hoody yaddy hoody yaddy hoody. That's their fucking line right now.
But
I mean, it's not a blip. It's not even a bloop.
It's a cancer.
It's a problem.
All right. So the bubble's one thing, but we have to talk about this, and then we'll get into baseball. All right, John.
Belladon.
Yeah, we got to talk about Belladon. So WNBA star, flat out, she is the best WNBA player in the league. Has Lyme disease. She's had it for 9 years. She came out and said she takes 64 pills a day.
Wouldn't shock me, because I know somebody with fucking Lyme disease, and they have to constantly medicate to keep it in check, because if it don't, it'll fuck you up.
And the thing is also, the WNBA is hurting because didn't Shamika Holtzclaw already opt out?
Yes, I do believe so.
Yeah.
But
so the star power is going quick.
Well, so she, to anybody else, she has a medical disease. So the rightful thing for her, in her mind, because she doesn't want to get COVID, is to opt out of the 2020 season. Okay, shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah, I mean we can definitely understand that. I mean, Roman Reigns opted out of wrestling because of what?
Yeah, we probably won't see Roman Reigns until
leukemia
next year, if at all, you know.
I bet you once fans start coming back into stadiums, that's when we see Roman Reigns.
Well, that'll be good because he hasn't been shoved down throats.
That's what I was just about to say. This actually is a blessing for him.
Oh, completely.
But anyway.
Because when he comes back, trust me, they'll pop for him when he comes back.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. He's the founder, too? Oh, he's stupid. David Stern got to get on this shit real quick.
Oh, boy.
Because he's the founder of the WNBA.
David Stern?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, David Stern.
So...
Oh, yeah.
He got to get on this shit.
All right, anyway, sorry.
So, yeah.
So, Belladon has Lyme disease, and she wants to opt out of the season.
According to her doctors, their doctor said you should opt out. So, she's going under doctor's orders, saying that she wants to go out. She goes to the WNBA's doctors, which I wonder if they're the NBA doctors, too. And they have said that she is not eligible for the opt-out.
What?
Yep. They have rejected.
You're not eligible.
They have rejected. Exact words. They have rejected her opt-out. Medical opt-out.
Oh, boy.
Well,
That's a dumb thing.
Well, here's the thing. So, the difference between her saying... This is the difference between people saying no and having a medical opt-out is a medical opt-out still gives you performance time. So she would still get paid, and she would take a year off her contract. If she decides to say, as of right now, she's going to have to say, I'm not playing this year, which means she does not get paid for the season, and it doesn't count again, and she doesn't count to that year.
Well, you know what? Here's another thing too. It's an interesting point with this. How the WNBA people are saying no. Let me put it to you this way. All right, they force her to play. She gets sick. She dies from this. Which I'm just saying.
Just the worst case scenario.
Just worst case scenario. I mean, I never want that to. Her family could turn around and sue and win a shit ton of money. She said she wanted to opt out. You made her play. Now she's gone. What do you got to say for yourself? And they were like, well, we didn't think it was that bad. We didn't think this. No, COVID's been killing people all over the fucking world. Mm-hmm. And people that are sick have decided stay home. And they can bring up Roman Reigns as an example. They go, WWE superstar Roman Reigns had leukemia, opted out of appearing in anything until a vaccine or a cure is found. He said he will not jeopardize his health. And he's not getting paid, and he's sitting at home, protecting himself and his family. That's what she wanted to do, but you forced her. Now look at it.
Here's the thing, and I hate saying
it's a lawsuit waiting to fucking happen.
Oh no, I agree.
And they just don't fucking get it.
Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna put this in another way, and this is the problem that I think.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. And why they don't get it, and why people don't get it, is because we have two different opinions. One is the CDC and Fauci saying this is a serious fucking disease. Wear masks. Wear masks. Social distance. Stay the fuck home. And then the other one is the morons going, it's fine. It's the flu. Who cares? You can wear a mask when you're around soldiers in a hospital. Other than that, you don't need to wear a mask. And oh yeah, by the way, they inflate the death toll, by the way, so we're going to strip them, the CDC, of that too, and we're just going to do it ourselves.
Chris.
Because that really worked well.
Chris, I'm just gonna say one thing, and this is a problem with all this too. Flip this around. What if this was, fuck the star, fuck saying it's LeBron. If it's anybody in the NBA. This is front page fucking news.
Oh yeah, I just saw a thing that Rudy Gobert said that the hotline that the NBA has to call for anybody violating COVID.
The snitch line.
And Rudy Gobert said it was petty. I'm like, dude, you should shut the fuck up.
But I'm just saying, this is barely getting... I just heard this today on SportsCenter. I haven't heard anything since. If this was anybody else in the NBA, this would be front page fucking news.
Yeah. Delle Donne, if she doesn't want to play, if she has Lyme disease, if she has any reservations about playing, she shouldn't play.
Yeah, well...
And the WNBA shouldn't be like, oh, well, no. The WNBA should be like, all right, we get it.
The difference is here is that it's not that she doesn't want to play. She's probably not going to play this year because of the Lyme disease. It's the pay issue. It's the fact that she is the biggest star in the WNBA, and they don't want to pay her unless she's on the court.
That's true. That's not going to go well for the WNBA, you know that,
No,
right?
well, not trying to be a dick about this, but how many people can you count? How many people can actually say they know anybody that was in the WNBA?
There's a couple.
I'm saying, but unless you were like a true basketball fan, like in general, like if you were a basketball fan, you know Lisa Loeb, like those type of players, but
you know Lisa
Loeb.
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie.
You
Sorry.
said Lisa Loeb. I'm like,
yeah. You know Lisa Leslie. You know Rebecca.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, Lisa Loeb was my childhood crush. Okay.
But you know what? But here's besides.
So did I. Dude, I met her in Exton, and I was just like, I'm gonna let you know something. And she's like, "Well," I'm like, "You were totally my celebrity crush growing up." She's like, "It's the glasses, isn't it?" I'm like, "Completely."
Well, let me put it this way, real quick. Kevin Smith had one of those Netflix screening road shows a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He played Clerks in Red Bank. Lisa Loeb was the host.
Oh yeah, because they're friends.
And all I know is she was doing a thing. Then she came up to the top where me and my buddy were sitting, and I said, "Oh, I always liked her." And he goes, "Go over and say hi to her." I'm like, "I can't." He goes, "Dude, don't be a meow meow. Go up to her." And I went up to her and I said, "Oh, I was a big fan. I always loved your music. I always thought you were cute as hell." She goes, and she said the same thing to me. It's the glasses, isn't it?
Yep. That's what it was. It was the glasses. And the funny thing is, she's like, "I'm parched over there. Do you want it?" And she basically like, "You can get a soda for yourself. I just want like a martini." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went over and got Lisa a little martini.
But let me put it to you this way: so very nice.
She's ridiculously nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've met a lot of celebrities in my life, both wrestling and entertainment. She by far is in the top 5 of nicest celebrities I've ever met. It sucks.
Oh,
I didn't have a camera and I didn't have anything for her to sign. I would have still gotten an autograph.
Oh, I got a CD. This is back when I was dating my first girlfriend, Leslie. Her CD, Cake and Pie. I still have it. It says, "To Kristen Leslie, eat up."
But the other thing I noticed about her, she is very small. She is not tall at all.
I know. She stood up, and I still tell it over. She's like, "This isn't fair."
Just like what, 5'1" or 5'2" or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Not tall at all. But like I said, ridiculously sweet, ridiculously nice. You know, my friend had a video camera. He has a video of her that day, but I didn't even think of going on video with her. But like taking a thing so I could snap it. But I didn't think of it back then. I was just so cool. I was just so stoked to meet her. So.
Oh yeah. She's like 5'2", 5'3", and I'm taller than Masada.
But no,
so that'll let you know that.
But anyway,
bottom line, the whole point is
also Diana Taurasi's looking to bail out, which that's not good.
Oh, that's another one. Diana Taurasi. I was about to say, like, if you know Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi,
But like
Chimika Holtzclaw.
Yeah, but like again, if they're not, I mean, unless you were a fan of college basketball, you really, I'm tired. Sue me.
If I was a fan of women's college football, that'd be awesome.
Dude, that would be great. But I'm saying is like those type of things, like you don't know, they're not household names. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Damn. A dude in UFC just knocked a dude like he fell out of the cage.
Yeah, I just saw that. He was going to sit back at the edge of the cage and the cage was open and he fell out of the cage.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, we're calling the fight.
Whoop!
I meant to do that.
But anyway, but no, it's like
Bubba Wallace just wrecked out of All-Star qualifying.
Oh.
I'm sending a joke somebody just sent me, because somebody just sent me this, and I got to share it with you guys. They just sent it to me in a message.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if this was any... Oh, God, Umbrella Corp. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's certain things like that if this was anybody else in the WNBA and the NBA, that we just said it, they would shut down. This would be a front page news.
Right.
But because
if this was like LeBron or somebody, front page news.
Dude, fuck that. If this was someone like JJ Redick, this would be front page news.
Right.
If it was anybody in the NBA.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Dinwiddie's already home anyway with COVID.
But I'm saying is he had COVID, but I'm saying if like someone just didn't want to play, like, okay, if this was Kemba Walker, it would be, oh my God, if the NBA told them, no, you can't opt out due to medical reasons, and, he did, this would be front page fucking news. But because it's first off, Who watches the WNBA? That's kind of what I'm getting at. As much as I hate saying that, who watches the WNBA?
Well,
besides bettors.
I don't even. I'll admit I don't watch the WNBA. Well, I don't watch basketball like that regularly.
Right.
Like the only team I'll watch really with basketball is like the Sixers.
Right.
I mean, even in the playoffs, I just watch the Sixers.
It's the background. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't. I mean, I'll watch some of the other stuff in the playoffs, but the WNBA. I mean, I'll watch highlights.
Yeah, like that's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like how baseball is sometimes with me. Like, so...
Oh, baseball is the exact same. I'll watch highlights. Even Phillies games, I'll watch highlights.
Like, Bart and Hahn, I actually sent a tweet into Bart and Hahn the other day, and they said, with everything going on, would you... It's kind of like the FMK, but you would watch tape or miss. And it was basketball, hockey, and baseball. And I flat out said, I was the first tweet in. They freaking read it off on on air. I told them I would watch hockey, tape basketball, miss baseball. And guys are like, really? You would do that? I go, yeah, because it's the regular season of baseball. I want to give it a little time to simmer before I would even worry about it.
Yeah, like how I watch baseball nowadays is I follow on my phone, and whenever like Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, or like JT Realmuto steps up, I'll watch.
See, the difference is those two is I say I would watch hockey because you're jumping right into the playoffs.
Dude, I would even watch regular season hockey over baseball.
Yeah,
I'm
what
sorry.
saying is I'm watching hockey now, hands down, because you're jumping into the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bigger deal. Basketball, yeah, I tape it, but I'm gonna be watching the goddamn highlights for the regular season.
Oh yeah. So, just came by. Victor Oladipo is considering playing in the restart.
Question
he's been practicing in the bubble,
yeah,
but
I wonder how his knee is.
He opted out already. He opted out so far. It's his quad, by the way.
Oh, his knee has been bothering him too.
Yeah, he's got the Kevin Nash injury.
Oh, the old blown out quad.
Dude, he's blown his quad out like twice.
Yeah.
It's not pretty with him.
And that's a thing. That sucks to get.
And the
dude's like that's gotta
how
suck.
tall is he? 6'8"? Almost 7 foot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, Oladipo is considering playing. He doesn't know yet, though.
Okay.
He's taking everything day by day. Anyway, let's shift gears.
John, you said you had some news.
Yes, I sent it to you, Ronnie. I don't know if you saw it yet. What the Dodgers are doing? They're selling their seats. You could buy a cutout of your face put on a cutout in Dodger Stadium for $300.
Yeah, they can suck my dick.
You could basically say, I've been at every Dodger game and have a cutout of your face appear on TV at Dodger Stadium.
I know people that will buy that, and the funny thing is, like, it'll be the most they've ever watched a Dodger game before, because most Dodger fans like start in the seat and then they go around and get drinks and get hot dogs and get food and do all this other stuff, and don't even, and then eventually go back to the seat. Like their face would be at that seat forever. Then they could go get drinks and hot dogs at home.
And on Mets being sold news, there's quite a bit of bidding going on with some pretty big names.
Travis Kelce.
I was going to say,
good old J-Rod.
Steve Cohen, Alex Rodriguez, Jennifer Lopez, Mike Rapole, Josh Harris, and David
Sarah who?
It said Alex Rodriguez, Jennifer Lopez, Mike Rapole, Josh Harris, and David Blitzer are all joining together to buy it, to go in on it. Steve Cohen's put in a couple of bids. Brian Urlacher's put in a bid.
With Travis Kelce.
Well, yeah, he's and I think they're in with J-Lo though.
Travis Kelce. I was just going to get to that. The latest bids that were put in. Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez's team put in a $1.7 billion bid. Steve Cohen put in a $2 million bid. And there's been other bids, but they've been undisclosed.
I was going to say, Steve Cohen put a $2 billion bid in.
So
Steve Cohen, the Clippers owner?
No, this was the guy that was originally going to buy the team, but then the Wilpons scoffed at it.
Oh, yeah.
No. They didn't scoff at it. So you ready for this?
But when he initially offered, he offered $2.6 billion for the franchise, and they turned it down because they still wanted control for 5 years.
That's exactly it. They wanted control for 5 years.
But now when the sale goes through, the Wilpons are gone.
Well, the thing is right now is Cohen is looking to go $2 billion for the Mets, and then on top of that, put in another $2 billion for SNY.
But what it is it's like he's getting if they were to accept the $2 million bid, let's just say, or the $2 billion bid, that's pretty much like 600 less than what he was paying for it before.
Well, remember the $2.6 billion that he was going to put in did not include SNY. That was strictly the team.
Right, but yeah, well, this was. I mean, I hadn't heard about the SNY deal until you just mentioned it. I hadn't heard about that,
okay.
but the fact is, the Mets will be sold this year. That is a given. And I did a look. I mean, being a Met fan, I've done research on the ownership of this team, and it's like they've only had technically three owners. Joan Payson originally owned it from 62 to 75 when she passed away. They gave it to her. Then it was left to her daughter. Her daughter sold it to the Doubledays and the Wilpons in 1980 for only $2 million, if you can believe that. And then the Wilpons bought out Doubleday. I forget when that was. To become
sole Katzman, right?
Yeah, and became sole ownership of the team. So they've only had technically three owners, if you think about it. And they're one of the only teams in Major League Baseball that haven't changed hands multiple times. So I mean, do I want to see them sold? Yeah, because then that means maybe somebody will put some money behind this team. All right, I'm here. I'm hearing my voice again.
Sorry.
But I mean, I want to see some money being spent on this team to actually bring in some marquee players to go around our cornerstones, the Alonsos, the DeGroms, the McNeils, hell, even the Syndergaard, the Confortos. I want to see players brought in to bring this team to where it could be or where it should be. Being in a big ass market as New York, and they're constantly losing the back pages to their crosstown rivals, who spend umpteen billions of dollars on players, and the Mets don't spend squat.
They're losing to bullshit. They're not losing to the Yankees. They've lost it to the Knicks.
All right, so devil's advocate here.
Oh God, here we go.
How did they met this up?
Oh, I'm sure they'll find a way. I'm sure they will find a way. I'm sure you know what it is, and it's like I've always thought that in the back of my mind. It's like they'll be like, Fred's like, okay, I'll step down, but you got to hire my son. They're gonna say, I want my son to run something part of the business.
Here's the one that I want to know.
Nope, you guys are both owners. Once we sold, there's the door. Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you.
Dude,
going out.
It's like being a Notre Dame fan. It's like, oh my God, we're doing great. This is awesome. Wait. Like, before I get ahead of myself in the back of my head, something's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Like when Notre Dame went to the college football playoff.
The undefeated.
I wanted them to beat Clemson so bad. In the back of my mind, I'm like, we're going to get stomped. We're going to get stomped.
Well, here's the funny thing.
Which is exactly what happened. But then Clemson stopped Alabama in the championship game worse than us. So it was sort of a little moral victory. It's like, yeah, we didn't get stomped this bad.
So wait, here's
the other thing. Here's the other part of that, real quick. What's gonna what I would love to see happen, just to would make me happy, because it would end something that needs to end. What I would say, if I'm the Coens, it's like, okay, what outstanding debts do you have?
Oh yeah.
Well, we got this thing with this guy Bobby Bonilla. How much do you owe him? Here's a check. Goodbye, Bobby. No more Bobby Bowday. That's what I want.
Well, no.
That's what I want to see.
Here's the one thing
I
that
just
I
want to see that.
Here's the one thing that I want to bring up. What is stopping Steve Cohen from going to A-Rod and J-Lo and just flat out saying, let's work out a deal. I own the team 60-40. We split the team and we both take ownership, but I run most of the and you run the day-to-day, I run the financial, and we both have fun with this.
A-Rod and J-Lo will never let that happen. They want complete control. Because A-Rod, I'm sorry to say, but A-Rod, I'm going to just call him what it is. He's a control freak. He's going to want complete control because he wants to say, well, Derek's an owner. Well, Derek is not a majority stock owner in the Marlins.
That's why I was going to say.
See, that's what a lot of people think, oh, he's an owner of the Marlins. Technically, he's not. He has a stake in them, but he's not the full-fledged owner.
He's their day-to-day representative.
Right, but if you look at the dollars and the cents, he doesn't own majority stake in the Marlins.
It's kind of like how Magic Johnson owns the Dodgers.
Right. But it's like, but A-Rod wants, I want to be the owner of the Mets.
Well, first off, he would never be the owner because his wife would own it because his wife has more money than him.
And speaking of that, I'm going to do a Chris's devil's advocate moment here. All right. Let's say A-Rod and J-Lo buy the Mets. Just hear me out. Mm-hmm. They buy the Mets. 5 years down the road, A-Rod is accused of doing something stupid. They get divorced. Who do you think's owning that fucking team?
Oh, J-Lo.
J-Lo. J-Lo's owning that team. She ain't going to give him shit. Dude, he's going to lose that in the divorce.
If you told me that someone from Shark Tank was going to own the Mets, I'd be like, oh, Mark Cuban's buying us?
I would love him to own the fucking Mets. I like Mark Cuban. He makes, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but when I've seen Dallas Mavericks stuff, he makes it entertaining.
Dude, I'd rather have Drew Carey buy the fucking Mets than A-Rod. At least Drew Carey knows how to run a sports team.
Yeah, but he loves the fucking Cleveland Browns and the Cleveland Indians. Let him run those teams.
No,
those are his hometown teams.
Yeah, he owns the Seattle Sounders. He owns part of Seattle.
But his true passion would be own the Browns or the fucking Indians.
Well, technically,
because that's where he's from. It's Cleveland.
Yeah, but I mean, shit. I'd rather have someone that actually has run a sports team before. At least he ran a sports team at one point instead of A-Rod.
I mean, A-Rod. Just call him A-Rods because that's what his name is.
But anyway, But yeah, and also you wanted to say about the Dodgers for $300. The Mets are doing the same thing for $90.
You see, I'm sorry, 90.
Where are the sex dolls? Fuck it. Where are the sex dolls? At least Korea had some funny shit with it.
No, I remember Korea. I saw pictures. They had fucking stuffed animals in the crowd.
They had blow-up dolls, and people got shit for it. Like, they did not like that. They said it was a premium blow-up doll. No shit.
But the whole point I'm trying to make is with the whole baseball thing, because that was really the only thing. And the Mets had a scary moment. DeGrom was pulled from a game with back stiffness. MRI showed nothing wrong, nothing structurally wrong with his back. He'll be fine. He just might have to sit out a couple of days, which is fine. I'd much rather have him with back stiffness than COVID. So trust me. But
wait, DeGrom was pulled out of a practice. You mean?
No, he was pitching in a simulated game, and halfway through the simulated game, he pulled himself. He's like, my back's stiffened up. I can't pitch. It's hurting.
The interleague game. The inter team.
No. I'm talking about inter squad game, whatever you want to call it. Today at Citi Field, and they pulled him. They sent him for an MRI. Came back negative. No structural damage. He's got a history of back stiffness anyway. But they're chalking that up to, well, he hasn't really done much in the last couple of months, so he's not really in baseball shape. Now he's ramping everything up again. You're going to see some pictures with some arm tightness, shoulder tightness, back tightness. You're going to see some players go out on the DL.
That's everywhere.
I mean, not because I'm not talking about COVID related. I'm talking about just physically related.
I know.
Like somebody's going to try to run something out. They're going to hurt a hamstring, or they're going to try to run something out in the outfield. They're going to blow something. They're going to hurt shoulders, arms, elbows, knees, feet. It's going to happen. And that's the one thing nobody's talking about with this short season. Since they say, some players have been practicing since day one. Well, good for them. But that doesn't mean every player has the opportunity to go play somewhere else, or has the ability to practice full bore.
Right.
It's going to happen, and I hate to say it, but it could happen. Bryce Harper could try to take a swing tomorrow and hurt his back and be out for the rest of the year. I'm not wishing it, but I'm saying could happen. It could happen to Hopalong Cassidy will probably try to ride a horse into the stadium instead of riding the car.
Yoenis Cespedes out again from horse injury.
No, he's going to try to, instead, like in spring training, he tried to ride all those fancy cars. No, he's going to try to ride a horse into center field. He's going to get hurt getting off of it. But it's unfortunate. And I don't want to see any player hurt, but it's unfortunate. It's going to happen.
Who the fuck? Wait, here's a question for you. Who the fuck did the Rockies lose this year?
Who did the Rockies lose?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did they lose anybody big?
No.
The only player that was on the bubble about leaving the team was Nolan Arenado, because he was on the bubble to be traded.
Right.
Time.
Well.
Right, and then he signed a massive deal.
So I'm looking at odds right now.
But after he signed the deal, they still were thinking about trading.
So I'm looking at odds right now
because he didn't like the ownership.
Right. So I'm looking at odds right now for this year. They must play 50 games. Colorado to make the playoffs, plus 900. I'm like, who the fuck did they lose?
They didn't really lose anybody per se, but they weren't able to make a splash in free agency like that too. Because they were, believe it or not, they were in on the Garrett Cole thing. They were in on they tried to acquire Mookie Betts.
I'll tell you right now, with how this season might be, I am not trusting the whole, so-and-so team make the playoffs. Remember 2 years ago or even last year, you go off the first 60 fucking games, the Nationals wouldn't have been in the playoffs.
Neither would have the Mets. The Mets would have been out. Every team would have been. Well, a lot of
the
teams.
Marlins would have been in. The Marlins had.
Remember 2 years ago, the St. Louis Blues weren't even considered to be in the playoffs.
Right. So
at the halfway point of the season.
Everyone's like, people have, from what I've been hearing, people are like, "Oh, are you gonna trust? Are you gonna bet on teams to make the playoffs?" I'm like, I am not even gonna fucking trust those shit, dude. I'll throw money on teams that are going to on a 60-game fucking sprint because it's like, oh. Will the Marlins make the playoffs? Yes, plus 2,000. Yeah, they were fucking in second place after 40 games last year.
Well, you see, this is why I think, it's a lot of Met fans that I'm friends with on Facebook are like, oh, the Mets might actually make the playoffs this year. Well, like, guess what?
Well,
So
you
what?
want you
I
want
mean,
odds? Yes,
I'm
plus
gonna and
125.
what? And my response to that is every team has got a shot to make the fucking playoffs this year because it's like some teams start off the season red hot and then eventually cool. Some teams start off extremely cold, then heat up. But with the season being only 60 games, it's going to be the cold teams might never have a shot, but that might not have a shot that might have made the playoffs if it was a full season. But then you might see players like teams like the Marlins, the friggin' Rockies,
Phillies.
the
Phillies, the
Royals,
Royals, like
the
it's
Royals.
gonna be.
You might see the Indians. You might see the Mariners. You might see teams that you wouldn't have even thought have had a shot at making the playoffs
So what I'm gonna.
until
So you know what you have to look at though for that? Look at the
what's
young
that?
teams. Look at the young teams. The teams that are that don't have a lot of old veterans. Teams that we don't have a chance. Fuck it. Like literally, I hate to say it. It's the old major leagues gimmick.
All right, who keeps playing the feedback in the background?
I'm looking at something on Facebook right now, so
Yeah,
you know.
he might go over. He goes over the minute he goes over that, it's gonna happen.
Right, but it's like I look at it this way: the Marlins have a shot, the Royals, the Rangers, the Cardinals, teams that you never would have thought if this was a full season, you'd be like, oh, I think the Rangers and the Marlins are going to make the playoffs. I get laughed at.
Yeah.
But now, with the season being the way it's going to be, you can't count anybody out.
Oh,
You
it can happen.
cannot count a single person, a single team. And I'm even the Phillies, like you said, even the Phillies, every team has a legit shot at making something this year.
Oh yeah, they do. That's the terrifying thing.
So, I mean, think about it. We could have a World Series with the the Florida Marlins and Anaheim Angels.
Oh, I was gonna
That
say
could
you
be a
could have said
World Series this year.
Or the Kansas City Royals.
You could have but the Royals. You see, the Royals were world champions a couple of years ago. So the Royals. I'm
Yeah, but
talking about teams that. I mean, it could be the Marlins. It could be. Imagine the Marlins and the fucking Rangers in the fucking World Series.
yeah, and watch the ratings not even be there.
Exactly, because it's two. I hate to use the term, two smaller market teams in a shortened season when some teams don't get their feet wet until about 30, 40 games in, who don't even know who the hell they are until 30 or 40 games in.
Right.
And the other thing, too, the trading deadline was moved from July 31st to August 31st or August 30th or whatever. I forget what
Yeah.
it is. And that's got to suck because, you don't play all season. You finally sign with a team, and then you're only going to get to play like 30 games with a team, and then you're off to another team again.
Good old Mookie Betts.
And it's like, it's just, this season's going to be difficult to watch for a lot of different reasons. I'm not going to say, will I watch a game? Probably. I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch it, but will I watch it? Probably, because curiosity will get me. And I mean, at their first couple of games, the ratings are going to go through the roof. And Ronnie, I'm not wrong in that regard.
No, you're
When
absolutely
baseball
right.
comes back, the ratings are gonna skyrocket until people realize either A, how dull it is, B, how boring it is without fans there, and C, it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't sound right without having a crowd there. And here's another thing that I don't think they've ever mentioned. Since there won't be any crowds there, do you think management has gone to the players and said, watch what you say because everything will be picked up by cameras? So if a player's at the plate and he gets a bad pitch, he goes, what the fuck was that? They'll hear it
Oh
because
yeah.
there's no crowd there to hear it. You think they're going to tell them to curb their language?
Ain't happening in soccer, I'll tell you that.
Well, who the fuck watches soccer?
Oh, dude, trust me. I've been watching it. It's been fucking entertaining because they curse their fucking heads off. They have the dump button ready.
But I mean, am I wrong with baseball? It's going to be like, that's coming,
Oh, yeah.
or it's probably been discussed already. Especially Bryce in Philly, because I knew when he gets pissed off at umpires, he is not afraid to yell and scream.
Dude, the fact that they're saying, oh, you can't lick your fingers before the pitch, like, and rub it off. They're letting these pitchers bring a wetted towel to the mound.
So, well, that's for health reasons.
Well, no, because guess what? Someone's already came out and said, good luck, pitchers, because there's going to be more than just water on that towel.
Oh, yeah, that's coming.
I'm like, oh, just please, just let them wear a fucking... How about this? We really want to play this? Let them wear a fucking batting glove with sandpaper on it so they can fucking throw the nasty-ass curveballs. Let's just cheat to high fucking heaven.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't know if he's still alive, but do you remember Gaylord Perry?
Yeah.
Remember how he used to have the spitter?
Oh, yeah.
The Vaseline ball and all that shit? You imagine if he were pitching nowadays, he'd be like, oh, I'm in my heaven. I can cheat. Nobody will give a damn.
So you've all seen Major League. It's like, yeah, little Vaseline here, little
Barbitol
here,
Vagisil.
and if
you
the
put
ump's
snot on the ball.
And if the ump's on to me, I put a little chili powder in my nose. You put snot in the ball. Hey, we all can't have a fastball like you, there, wild thing.
I ain't got an arm like yours. I got to put on anything on it I can find.
Any shit I can think of. But that's what I mean.
Someday like, you will too.
But that's what I mean. You're gonna see shit like that, and that's literally what it's gonna turn into. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. Listen, it's anything goes for this season. Let them cheat. Let's have some fun. Fucking put a golf ball inside the fucking baseball so these baseballs fly.
You know what? Baseball's going to fly. They're going to fly anyway. For the simple fact is that the pitchers are not going to be 100%.
Cole's looking pretty fucking good.
Who, Gary Cole?
Yeah, he's already hit 80 pitches.
But my thing is,
there's your AL.
I've already heard rumblings of how many home runs is Pete Alonso going to hit this year. And I've heard people say, they were talking about it on 101.9 this morning. And some caller said, well, could he hit over 50 this year? And some of the people, I forget who it was, scoffed and they go, well, it's a shortened season. That means he'd have to hit a home run every game. But then another caller called in and said, well, here's the thing. Pitchers are not going to be in their normal form because they started, then they stopped, then some haven't started until just now. Their arm speeds are not going to be there. Their location's not going to be there. So we might see a lot more home runs. I wouldn't be shocked if Pete Alonso hit 45 or 50 again this year. Would it shock me? No.
I'd say,
would it shock me if he get less?
Honestly,
yeah.
I think the goal for anyone that's going to win it this year, I'd say it's 30.
It's who?
It's 30 home runs. I think that's going to be your limit because that's one every other game.
I mean, I'm not my argument, or the argument that they made, I should say, is not out of the realm of the impossible. I mean, Alonso could go on a streak where he could be hitting them out of the field. He could hit 3 or 4 out of the stadium. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Because unfortunately, these unprecedented times, we don't know what's going to happen.
Thing is, though, is a lot of these guys have been, as much as everyone's like, oh, well, they're not in shape. I go, you really think these guys are not fucking outside training? Like keeping their arms going? I mean, shit.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but here's the thing I'm trying to say. Here's the point. It's like, this year is going to be so unprecedented is that we're going to see things this year in baseball that we probably have never seen. Well, obviously we're going to see no crowds. We're not going to see anybody in the fucking dugouts. We're not going to see, we're going to be hearing more of the game than we probably have ever heard in our lives. And stuff. It's going to be like having a 24/7 live mic on every player because the camera's going to pick up everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way,
the cameras are built nowadays.
By the way, breaking news. I retract my last statement about the Phillies and the Eagles, Chris. Your mayor's a fucking idiot. The mayor comes out and says, does not rule out fans at Phillies game, but yet the MLB and there's another post that was happening a day before saying Phillies and Eagles will have no fans in games 2020. So who the fuck knows anymore?
Yeah. Jim Kenny's like, well, yeah, because he got pressured by morons.
Yeah,
but hopefully they'll still be like,
yeah. Hopefully
they're still gonna be okay. No, not doing that bullshit.
But yeah, I fully understand that.
But no, that's all the real baseball news that I had.
There's no other. I don't have any other baseball news except the fact that we got opening day is in 2 weeks.
January, July 23rd or 4th.
24th, and then the 25th is everybody else.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, am I gonna watch? Curiosity, I probably will watch. I'm not going to be as heavily invested in a season like I normally am because it's not going to be the same. It's because when I have a baseball game on in the background, I like hearing the crowd reaction. I like to hear the crack of the bat because when I hear the crack of the bat, I turn my head and I go, "Oh, what big happened?" Now with every pitch, you're going to hear the major crack of the bat because there's no crowd to bounce off of. And I'm not going to sit there and get whiplash every time I hear the bat crack,
Yeah.
And one other thing. Some pitchers are absolutely pissed off about this. We're starting a runner on second base thing. Oh, God. People are bitching and complaining. Pitchers are bitching and complaining about that.
Listen, this shit is happening in minor leagues. No one wants a freaking... With all this shit going on, nobody wants a fucking 18, 19, 20 game season. Or inning game. I would think more players should be pissed off with the fact that they are having to do 2 tours, getting on a plane and going somewhere, going to like Florida. Like the fact that there's some games are doing 5. They're doing 5 games down in like Florida, like the Yankees be playing 5 against the Marlins down in Florida. Right. They'll play 10 games, so like they'll do like 5 down against the Marlins, and the Marlins will come up here. Well, why the fuck don't they just do a 5-game series down there and then have them come home? Why the fuck does it have to be? Oh, we're gonna go down there for 2 games and then 3 games. Why are you making them do it twice? Flying down to COVID Central.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. I would be more pissed off at that than, oh yeah, well, we're flying down to face the Marlins. All right, it's a 5-game series, and then we're turning around and going right to Tampa. Well, yeah, that's really what you should do, so you can get the fuck out of Florida. But,
yeah,
whatever. All right. Football.
Yeah.
Dak didn't get paid.
And the thing is, like, I mean, you could joke and go,
right
ha, ha, ha.
Okay.
Well,
he did get paid, but he didn't get his long-term contract that he wanted.
Well, the thing is, the Cowboys offered him 5 years. Dak wanted 4. So it's obvious that Dak wants to trust the waters again.
Right.
So instead, I mean, I was looking at it. I mean, like, so instead of having a deal like whatever it is, he'll make 35, I think it is this year.
31.4.
31, and then if they franchise tag him again next year, he's looking at making 38 in a year.
Yes, that is true. That is legit.
So that's like $69 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
I mean, I could totally see, testing the waters with that.
Right. And I mean, hell, they don't have to worry about it. But then at the same time, too, you turn around and you're like, oh, well, this, and this. He wants it. I go, no. But people are like, oh, you're going to let him walk. It goes like, well, if he's not... They offered him contracts. So how are you going to say they're going to let him walk? It's like, if he's not willing to sign, that's Jerry.
Yeah, well, they couldn't come to an agreement. He wanted 4. They tried to give him 5. It's obvious that he wants, like, Russell Wilson-style money, which is dumb. I'm sorry, because he doesn't deserve Russell Wilson-style money. So the best thing Dak can definitely do is take the franchise tag. All right.
What's the matter?
The best thing Dak can do is take the franchise tag and then get another franchise tag the next year, then test the waters. I mean, well, one thing he needs to really prove that he's worth the money.
Yeah. This year is his prove-it year.
Because how he's done against the best teams in the league has been really bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got the receiving core. You have the running back. Now prove that you're the quarterback of the fucking Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it. There's no excuses now. You have a defense. You have one of the best running backs in the game. And you have a receiving core that, let's face it, is probably top 3 in the league.
Maybe.
I was gonna say possibly top 3.
The Cowboys receiving core top 3. Yeah.
They're up there. They have a pretty good fucking receiving core.
I mean, people are thinking that with CeeDee Lamb before he even has, played a snap yet. I'm not going to do that.
Well, yeah, you don't have a tight end. That's the one thing they don't have. They don't really have a tight end right now because Witten's not there anymore.
I mean, even that, it's just like.
But I'm saying as he has receivers now, he has one of the best running backs in the fucking game, next to McCaffrey, and you have a defense. You have a pretty good fucking defense on the other side to help keep your lead. Now go out and fucking prove you're worth money. Because guess what? If you come out and you have a season of, I'm just gonna throw out a number. If you do like 28 and 3 touchdowns to interceptions, Jerry will pay your ass. And you go 10 and I'm just bullshitting on this one. You go like 10 and 6 and you make the playoffs and you're 28 and 3 for picks to touchdowns to picks. Guess what? You're getting paid.
28 and 3.
I'm just spitting numbers. You get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You gotta rein them in here for Dak.
But all right. So then, if you really want actual numbers, all right. Let's say.
And not to mention these Cowboy receivers that you're lauding so much, they do disappear.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. So realistic numbers.
Amari Cooper does disappear during games.
Well, that's what they're hoping CeeDee Lamb is going to freaking take away from that. They're hoping that they're gonna hope that. But I'm just all right. You want realistic? How about this? 24 and 7. Is that realistic? Is that realistic that if he has that type of season, he's getting paid?
Well, Dak. I mean, if he leads the Cowboys to the playoffs, he's getting paid. The thing is, though, he needs to learn a totally new system.
Yeah, that's true.
In a COVID-shortened year, good luck. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you're an Eagles fan, you want the NFL to play this year because you have the inside track to the NFC East.
All right. Well, yeah, exactly. And so, other people that got signed today, Myles Garrett got his extension.
Dude, we got to talk about the thing that we totally predicted when I said it on the show last week with Christian. when he was bringing up Chris Jones, and I was like, yeah, they franchise tagged him, but it was a good faith franchise.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to it.
And Chris Jones got paid.
Yeah, but, oh, dude, Myles Garrett got paid.
Yeah, but the thing is, Myles Garrett's on a team that is a bunch of hype right now.
Well, hold on. So, Myles Garrett got a contract with $100 million guaranteed.
Yeah, well, he's their defense.
Yeah, he literally is their defense. 5-year extension is worth $125 million. So he's gonna have which, by the way, you want to talk about a team-friendly fucking deal? $100 million up front. The rest of his contract is $5 million a fucking year.
Well, again, the Browns they do that, and all of a sudden they're gonna be everybody's sexy pick to go on again.
Oh,
when you look at the Chiefs,
when we get to
the Chiefs,
yeah.
I don't care about Myles Garrett's deal. Yay, good on him. Your team still sucks.
No, I'm saying when we get to quarterbacks, you'll see where I have the hype.
All right, like I said before, yay, you got it. Good on you. Your team still is 500.
Yeah.
So until you adjust that, I could care less. Where Chris Jones got paid, and basically that solidified Kansas City to what I was saying before. All Kansas City needs to do is shore up. Like every year, all they have to do is shore up. And the thing is, you're looking at the next dynasty because, all right, Tyreek Hill, Edwards-Helaire, whatever, right?
Yep.
When you even come down to 2022, the Chiefs still have $80 million under the cap. With all those big contracts.
Yep.
They still have $80 million under the cap. They have the core set, and they have not busted on a draft pick, like a first, second, third round draft pick, since 2011.
Yeah.
Which, if you're an Eagles fan, you're like, what the hell were the Eagles like? Were they meddling with Andy Reid?
Yeah, like what were they doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, so the Chiefs basically just keep rolling now.
The Chiefs are definitely yeah.
Right, so I give. So what we need to talk about more than anything is if there's even going to be a season, because the NFLPA and the NFL are engaged in arguments.
Well, the other one that got signed too is Henry. Derrick Henry got an extension.
Yeah, $50 million.
$50 million. Yep. They're probably gonna have a season. Is it going to be a full season? Who the fuck knows about that? I think that's the bigger question. I think it's the fact that we're gonna see an NFL season. It's just, is it gonna get pushed back or not?
Well, the thing is, they need to figure out protocols and all that, and this training camps are less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're trying to get it to be part of the, the non-injury protocol. And then, John, Chris, did you see this new, the new thing that Oakley put out for the mask?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What are your? It's a visor.
Did they have another picture of it? Because the picture I saw looked really weak.
Was it the white one? Was it the clear one?
Yeah, the clear one that
one.
It looks like it looks holy all over the place.
Yeah, it's a visor that literally is going to have holes that have filters that you can stick into the holes.
It's in the hole.
It's in the hole.
It's in the hole.
It looks bad, but
so all the holes basically have like N95 filters.
Well,
okay.
No, they don't. They actually have slots for them that they can put the N95 filters in.
Yeah.
But so Chris Canty came out and turned around and goes, "No one's gonna fucking wear this. You can barely breathe with a fucking mask. Not with a mask on, but he goes, no one can breathe with the fucking visor. I fucking played it with the cord, and I barely had trouble. I fucking had trouble breathing with just a visor. You think they're gonna really want... Well, no, but he's not a Trumper. He goes, listen, if you want him to wear... And he flat out said, he goes, if you want him to wear a mask, do the shit that put up... The ones that I put up online, or the ones that I put up here, they said, 3D print them. He thinks that it should be like that. He thinks one of the masks should be like that, not the visor, because you can still breathe underneath the visor. Like it's not like it's a full-fledged mask. Not like how the other one was.
I'm sorry. All right. I'm going to say something right away, quick. If any football player is having a problem breathing in any helmet, it's not because of the face mask. It's because of your mouth guard.
Well, that's the other
Which
thing. Which
means you never fit it right.
Well,
to go like, oh, well, I can't breathe in a face. Bullshit. Because first off, the face mask is about a good, 2 to 3 inches away from your mouth. So it is not impeding your breath. Anybody thinking it is a fucking moron.
Hey, this is coming from an NFL, a Super Bowl fucking champ.
I don't care. I'm sorry. It's 3 inches or 2 inches away from your mouth. If you say you can't breathe with that thing, or if you had a visor and you fogged, it is what it is. But to have that, which makes no sense even if you fogged up your visor like that, which means, again, your mouth guard was shit. Because it has holes. Even with the Justin Tuck thing, it had holes that you breathe through. Anybody saying they can't breathe in a football face mask is an idiot. I mean, if I can breathe in a motorcycle helmet, no problem.
I think that's what they really...
Then you should be able to breathe in a fucking football face mask with a bunch of holes in it.
Well, to be honest, I think that should be the next step. It should almost be like a motorcycle helmet with a fucking N95 mask in it.
See, the thing is, to have the face mask and have the COVID thing like that right there with the N95 filters, that's great. That's fine. The biggest problem is going to be anything coming up under the chin, because that looks completely unaddressed.
See, that's the other thing. But
so if somebody says, oh, I can't breathe in this face mask, they're full of shit.
By the way, that's the thing that they're not worried about, but yet switching jerseys is what they're worried about?
Switching jerseys, because spit is going to go on jerseys.
Oh, I understand.
Same as the thing is players.
I just think it's hilarious that it's like, oh yeah, we're tackling each other, we're freaking sweating on each other, but no, you can't trade the jerseys with people.
That's the reason why, is because they changed jerseys. Usually it's done barehanded and all that. The other thing probably is you're probably going to have to wear Under Armour underneath.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be wearing Under Armour under that.
Yeah, but getting back to this whole I can't breathe in a football helmet thing. Are you fucking kidding me? Again, if you can't breathe in a football helmet, it's because you fucked up fitting your mouth guard. And Chris Canny wore a mouth guard. I remember that. He wore a mouth guard with the lip guard.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
That would attribute more to not being able to breathe. Come on, you played football.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, I had a problem breathing in my face mask. Because you can't.
Well, I never wore a face mask like that, but I never wore a visor. But at the same time, too, I fitted my mouth guard correctly, but at the same time, I knew people that had these fucking, like the freaking pacifier mouth guards. And I'm just like, why?
I had it. I had it when I played partially, and I breathed just fine.
See, that's
I breathed just fine because, like, even if you have a visor, the bottom is completely. The bottom has holes all over the place. I mean, that is like somebody complaining that they can't breathe because they sleep with the covers half over their face. That's like somebody wearing a ninja mask saying, I can't breathe. Like, seriously, dude, I'm sorry. You wearing a football mat. A football helmet with a face mask that has bars all over it that are 3 inches away from your face. Or 2 inches at least. They're not even going to be like an inch. Maybe an inch and a half nowadays. But that's still, come on. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? That is so stupid.
No, I get you.
That is a dumb thing to say. That is on Trumpian levels dumb. Yeah, I went there.
And this is shit that I'm seeing on fucking actual on ESPN radio, so go figure.
That's just somebody being an idiot. Oh, I can't breathe in this thing. Maybe you wore your freaking shoulder pads too high where it was cutting off the air in your throat, in your neck. It's not because of a face mask that's hanging 1.5 to 2 inches away from your face. It is not up on your face. Even if it is up on your face, it had holes. Holy shit. That is dumb. That is so just holy. There.
We have broken.
I got it. You did the UHF. You're so stupid thing.
Yep, but I'm just saying he's broken.
What?
So he's broken. He's losing it.
It's fucking dumb. I'm sorry. I mean, that is like Trumper level stupid. Like, oh, I can't wear a mask because my rights. Shut up. And like the thing they have there, it looks like something that you usually see on a hockey thing.
Yeah.
If they put the N95 filter there, you can breathe no problem. I wear a mask with an N95 filter and I can breathe perfectly fine. The only thing is that sometimes you get hot because I have the thing completely covering my fucking face. Or my mouth. Right. Like with a nice seal like you're supposed to have. I don't have the dick nose hanging out. Like most of these like morons do, where they I have my mask on. No, you don't, because you have it not even covering your nose. What's the point?
Yeah.
And this is a face mask, a football face mask, basically bars. If you can't breathe with bars around your face, then you shouldn't play football.
You're not wrong. All right, you guys want to have a little fun with this shit?
Let's go to the UFC first.
All right.
All right, let's not spend an hour on it though. If we're gonna do it.
No, we won't.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go to UFC first and then do the other shit.
Do the fun shit last.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Oh, Ronnie, did Ryan message you at all yet, or no?
No.
Because I spoke to him about an hour ago. He's going to cut a 30-second video, but he's going to send it to you when he's ready.
Nice.
For his appearance.
Nice.
So, but like I said, right. He hasn't messaged me back yet to say, oh, I sent it to him or anything. Be prepared if you get a message from him, though.
Yeah, I will. All right, so Saturday we had the first fight on Fight Island, where I think honestly the prelims were more exciting than half the main card.
No. What? Oh, UFC 251? No,
Yeah.
no. That main card was fire.
Oh, dude, Ribas was amazing. That was fucking fun. That main event though.
All right, Amanda Ribas was awesome.
You fell asleep during it.
She was quick. That was really good.
Yeah.
Then you had Namajunas and Andrade, which was easily fight of the night.
Yeah, Thug was freaking. How that was a split?
How it was a split because of the damage.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Andrade hit some really big shots, but Thug won those first 2 rounds,
All
going
right.
away.
We have to talk about this.
Hold on, I'm getting to the card, and then you had Jan, Petr Yan, and dude, he destroyed Aldo.
See, that's where my problem is. The next fight I have my issues too, but Dana White already took care of that one. I know it's champion, he's giving champion leniency since it is a title fight, but Aldo was doing nothing for a good minute and a half, and Jan was literally looking at the ref, being like, "Are you gonna stop it?"
Yeah, it was
painful. It really was painful. I'm like, if this goes to decision, Aldo's going to spend 3 minutes on his back getting punched.
I think the ref was trying to give Aldo as much time as possible to see if he could do anything. But when you start seeing Aldo just covering up, and that's all he's doing,
for a minute
it's
and a
okay,
half,
you got to stop.
For 90 seconds, he was just covering up. I'm like, dude, just step in. I know you're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's not fighting. A shift to the right and putting your hands up is not defending yourself.
Yeah, the worst thing would happen is if all of a sudden the ref does pull it, and all of a sudden Aldo turns right around and grabs the leg. You'd be like, oh, well, he shouldn't have stopped the fight.
No, with how bad that was, I'm even texting you. I'm like, bro, stop the fight. Oh my God. And we were like, this is painful.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I've said for the longest time, I'd be like, stop the fight, and all of a sudden the ref will stop it, and the guy getting beat down all of a sudden grabs the leg.
Well, that's
tries to do something with the leg, and it's like, see, I was continually fighting. No, you weren't.
No, you
You
weren't.
were beat to shit. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the ref says stop, and you turn around and grab a leg, thinking you're the man. It's fucking dumb.
Trying to save face.
Mm-hmm. And then you can bitch and piss and moan, going, well, the ref stopped it too early. I was grabbing a leg. Yeah, so the ref was like, are you going to grab a leg? You're going to grab a leg? You're going to grab a leg? I'm giving you a minute here. And then he called it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is just do, if you're going to defend it, do something. It's like, oh my God, Jan is just laying down strikes for now. Like, this is painful. Stop. You are not going to win this fight. Unless he literally got up. That was the only way he was going to win the fight. He needed to stand up, and he was not going to do it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then the next fight, all right, like I said, I fell asleep, but I did rewatch it. Holloway won 2 boring rounds. Volkanovski got the 3rd. Volkanovski got the 4th. And then I gave the 5th to Volkanovski, but just by a little tiny bit, which would equate to Volkanovski winning the split decision, because that 5th round was either Holloway or Volkanovski. You could go either way. I gave Volkanovski it by I had him 10-9.
See, I
Like
thought
that-
I honestly thought Holloway had it by the split, but that wasn't where the fireworks started or afterwards. So Dana White came out and said our judges suck.
Well, the thing is, the biggest problem with UFC judging is they judge it on a 10-point must system like boxing. They don't have dedicated MMA judges. And that's the one thing that makes UFC behind a lot of things, is because they have to go with state boxing commissions. They can't do their own in-house or own, private judging.
Yeah.
That would get this right. No, they said they have judges that are boxing judges on a 10-point must system, which is how I saw, that's why I saw Volkanovski pull away in that 5th round, is because he hit more shots.
What's funny is the minute it went to judge's scorecard, I'm like, Holloway lost because they're gonna go up. They're gonna give the champ advantage. He did not, and I'm like, that's why I was like, yep, it should have been Holloway that got the title. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, they're gonna keep champ advantage. They're gonna give it to Vulcan. They're gonna give it to the champ. And what happened?
Well,
they gave it to the champ.
I mean, the thing is like this. It depends on what you thought of that 5th round. Because if I saw that 5th round, I thought Volkanovski won that 5th round barely.
Well, Holloway
I could see you make a thing that Holloway won the 5th round.
See, here's
because Volkanovski clearly won round 3 and 4.
Yes, that I agree with. I had Holloway winning the 5th round, but the minute it goes to the judge's scorecard, my first reaction was they're going to give it to the champ because of champ advantage.
Well, there's really not a champ advantage. It's like, well, I saw Volkanovski land more shots, especially with boxing judges. They will see that quicker.
Right, but I also saw Holloway have more. See, if you're going by MMA, what it's supposed to be, Holloway looked like he eked that out in the 5th round. But like you said, most of the people that are the judges are going off of the boxing.
Yeah, Holloway. Yeah, I mean, Holloway got him in the clinch. He started doing that, and then Volkanovski just kept hitting him.
Yeah.
Racking up points.
See, that's the thing. They need to find a way to, because Dana White looks like he's ready to rev it up to the point where now he's going to try to get standard judges that are strictly based off of MMA. I'm like, come on, we've been waiting how long for this? It's like, we've been waiting how long for this shit? Like, you can still do boxing, but you need to get now boxing judges that can specialize in MMA.
Right. The thing is, they need judges they need their own set of judges, but state commissions won't do it, which means, one, if they don't use the state commission judges, they won't get a license for the event in that state. So you're basically screwed.
Like, why does it
seem like... And the fact that Vegas's boxing commission is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just bad news.
Why does it feel like the only 2 states, and I wouldn't say states, why does it even seem like the only 2 places that have good MMA commissions are New York and New Jersey? In Jersey, you don't even need a fucking license to technically run.
I don't know about that. California had good one.
California has good, but I'm saying in Jersey, it's like the state that does not need a boxing commission, that doesn't have a boxing commission, has MMA figured out. Figure that shit out. But New York and Vegas, the 2 places that have boxing commissions, can't figure this shit out.
I mean, you could debate this till the cows come home about that. I mean,
right? It's
states want their cut, so you have to use their sport athletic commission.
Right. Well, that's
which
also the same thing
sucks.
when it comes. That's also the same thing when it comes to pro wrestling. They need to be under the athletic commission for pro wrestling. Figure that shit out.
Yeah, thank God they don't have to use judges.
No, which that would be hilarious. But no. Yeah, but like I said, it's how you
remember the NWA used to have judges back in the day.
I know. But I'm saying is it's one of those things where you kind of look at it and be like, okay, how do you look at a fight? But then you got to remember that it's not. You're not looking at MMA judges. You're looking at boxing judges, so it's different to them than what we see.
Well, the number one thing you got to do is don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
We've been saying that for how fucking long now?
Finish the fight.
We've been
Constantly
saying that
look to finish the fight.
Yeah. I was going to say, we've been saying that for the last 5 years, Chris.
Yeah, well, it's the truth. Constantly try to finish the fight. It's the same as boxing. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yep. But, alright. Main event was what it was. I mean, Masvidal tried. Usman won a boring-ass fucking fight.
Well, I watched that one back, and I've seen Usman before, like, be really entertaining with his wrestling.
Yeah.
That's when he's usually taking people down, throwing them, and then he tries to get the ground and pound, or even submit them.
Yeah.
Where Usman, he played it really safe.
He respected the striking. He respected the striking, but at the same time, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you all you did was for 15 minutes before in the first, second, and fourth round was stomp on a man's toes.
You get him against the cage, you neutralize him. But those stomping on the feet, those did count as strikes.
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm just saying.
I know it's dumb, but it is.
You know as well as I do is if there was a crowd, they would have booed all five.
They would have booed it. They would have booed the shit out of it. But the thing is, you have to look at the context here. Kamaru Usman, up until a week before the fight, was training for Gilbert Burns. All of a sudden, Masvidal takes it on 6 days' notice. At 6 days, you're no longer thinking about, like, game playing and all that. You're thinking about making weight.
Yeah.
So Usman makes weight and thinking, oh, shit, I have a guy that's completely different than Burns and Masvidal. So maybe I thought I was going to stand up with Burns. I'm not going to stand up with Masvidal. So what do? I could try to wrestle him. But at the same time, if you're smart, which he is, you put yourself in the safest and best position to win, which means neutralizing him, laying up against that cage. Like laying up against that cage, doing the foot stomps, and then trying to get a takedown. Yeah. Because as long as he's trying to defend your takedown on the fence and you're pushing into him hard, like, he's not striking you. He's not throwing anything he can't because he's worried about getting taken down by that fence. Like, you neutralize him. It's boring as hell, but it's smart. Especially when you really haven't trained for the fighter you're fighting all of a sudden.
Yeah, but...
So... it was boring as hell. It was. But it's also a very smart strategy when you're when somebody takes a fight short notice and you haven't even had a chance to prepare for them.
Yeah. Well,
basically you press them and you try to work the takedown.
All right. You got the card for Saturday?
Oh, yeah, I have it.
We'll do that real quick, and then we'll do WWE, and then we'll have our fun with, we'll do a couple of the games.
All right. Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Right.
So, we start off with Carlos Felipe versus Sergey Spivak in the heavyweight division. I'm going to go with Sergey.
Yeah, Sergey. John, Slappy 1 or Slappy 2?
Pick for me. You can pick for me tonight.
We're straight Sergey.
All right. Davi Amos versus Arman Sarukian in the lightweight division. I think I'm going to go with Sarukian.
Yeah, same.
It looks like a debut fight here. Malcolm Gordon versus Amir Albazi.
If what I'm saying is right, Albazi is a former Cage Warrior fighter, so I'm going Albazi.
I'm going to go Albazi. I was thinking that one anyway. Brett Jones versus Montel Jackson. I'm going to go Montel.
Yeah, Montel.
Joseph Dovey versus Joel Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Yeah. Grant Dawson versus Nad Narimani. I'm going Grant Dawson.
Yeah, Grant.
Nad likes to get himself in scraps. The problem is he can't defend for shit.
Nope.
Roman Dolidze, whatever, versus Kadis. Oh, shit. I'm going to go with this one. Kadis Ibrahimov. I'm definitely going Ibrahimov. Yeah,
You can't even
Ibrahimov.
pronounce these names, let alone pick who the fuck's gonna win.
What?
You can't even pronounce these fucking names, and you're an announce. Oh, well, they're gonna win. You can't even announce their name.
Kadis. All right, Kadis Ibrahimov. There you go. Kadis Ibrahimov.
I'll take that too.
Yeah. Well, there's another one like Ibrahimov, but this is Ibrahimov. So, you know. And then the main card, you got Martakisi, versus Rafael Fiziev. Wait, sorry. There's more fights. Sorry about that. Not yet. Alexander Pantoja versus Askar Askarov.
Oscar.
I think I'm going to go Pantoja.
Okay.
Oh, God. The Violence Queen, Ariane Lipski versus Juana Carolina. Now they're being smart with Ariane. I'm going Lipski because now they're feeding her competition to build her up.
Yes. Yep, same.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mark DeCasey versus Rafael Fiziev. I'm going DeCasey because he's a lot more than a striker now.
I'm going Fiziev.
I'm going DeCasey. Jack Hermanson versus Kelvin Gastelum. Woo!
Gastelum.
Yeah, I think Gastelum. Yeah, he's still one of the tops. And then flyweight, main event. This is for the title. Finally. Davison Figueiredo versus Joseph Benavidez. I am going Figueiredo.
Yeah, Figueiredo, hands down.
Figueiredo made Benavidez look terrible last fight.
And he didn't even make it, yeah.
And the fight before that, he made him look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going Figueiredo all the way.
Yep. For the title, give him the belt. Just make fucking weight.
Yeah, just make weight this time. just make weight, Figueiredo. You got this shit, just make weight.
Dude, and then you got literally next week you have Till versus Whitaker as the main event for next week.
Yeah, I think I'm early. I like Whitaker early on that.
Yeah. All right. So, John, you got the
I got Extreme Rules up.
All right,
already.
let's go do it. Let's make our picks for that.
All right. Well, this is as of the card as of right now.
Yep.
We have. Well, no, because shit could change. We all know how shit can change on the drop of a hat.
Oh, yeah, with the coronavirus, of course.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about how the storylines are fucking absolutely asinine. But anyway, Apollo Crews fighting MVP for the U.S. title.
Cruz.
For that new.
I'm going MVP on that one.
For that new piss poor looking U.S. title.
It's not pissed.
It looks like the TNA. Okay, here's a better question. When the fuck did WWE steal TNA's World Heavyweight title?
It doesn't. It looks like an eagle, dude.
It does not look good. I do not like it.
I wish I still had the old NWA US title back that Magnum PA had. That was a real fucking title.
I like the U.S. belt. I like that U.S. belt. It looks like an eagle. Like it looks good. I mean, it looks a lot better than the TNT Championship.
Oh, well. There's that.
Well, we won't go there. Anyway, next match we have Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio, the eye for an eye match.
I think. Okay, so wait. So we're all thinking Rey is going to either retire or Seth's going to run under an eye patch. I have a different opinion. I just thought of something the other day, and I want to go with that. But what do you guys think?
There's a rumor that Seth Rollins wants time off. I'm like,
Well, wait. What do you guys think? Who's winning?
I think Rey Mysterio is going to lose with Dominic screwing him over for the time
My God! Everybody just wants Dominic to screw over Rey Mysterio.
I definitely see them going there with that.
Chris, what do you think?
I think since Seth Rollins wants time off, Rey Mysterio wins. Because Seth Rollins wants to be there with Becky for the whole pregnancy. He's been wanting time off. And what better way to all of a sudden do that? And then, he has his eye surgically repaired. Quote unquote, surgically repaired.
Right.
Okay, that happened. What do you do with Buddy Murphy then?
What do you do with Buddy Murphy?
Yeah, because
you get Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy probably wants some time off too.
Yeah.
Why? Who's he married to?
No one, but I think he's been on TV every fucking week. He needs that, or you're gonna give him another freaking, because apparently him and Aleister Black are still a freaking feud.
Well.
I mean, I could see Buddy,
God damn.
Or Buddy just, doing stuff on his own, or Buddy decides to fly back to Australia.
But here's another thing. Somebody mentioned this in a comment somewhere, that Seth Rollins can't keep a faction together. Let's see. He started off with having the AOP. They got hurt. Then they brought in Murphy and Theory. Now Theory's gone because of the whole child thing. Now he's gone. It's like, can he keep a stable together?
Well,
I mean, that's where I'm thinking that Seth Rollins could lose, but if he does win, it does strengthen the whole Monday Night Messiah thing.
Right.
So
well, here's the thing. I think he wins, and Dominic takes the eye. God!
Well, wait.
No.
Turn on his
no,
dad.
not the turn. Not the turn. He saves his father by taking the eye, taking his eye, and then you can either get him away from television and not worry about it, or you could put Dominic in a mask.
He saves the eye. What? All of a sudden he runs down, grabs the eye from Seth Rollins, and puts it in a
he
and
takes.
They go to the ER.
They take his eye.
Take Dominic's eye?
Yes.
This match has got too many what ifs.
See, I think Rey loses, so instead of taking Rey's eye, they take Dominic's eye. And then you can use that excuse to either A, get Dominic off of television, or B, put Dominic in a fucking mask and get Rey off of TV.
What's he gonna Dominic Mysterio Jr.?
I mean, shit. Would you be surprised?
Oh, God. They'll give him the Quang mask. God, no.
Give him the... Oh, God.
We're gonna have to get it back from Rikishi.
He's gonna
No, he's gonna have to get it back from Savio Vega. Savio
Yeah,
Vega's
that's
got
the only way.
mask.
That's the only way they'll be able to show it. Like since he's missing an eye.
Yeah, right.
You'll grab your eye
God.
out. You'll grab your eye out.
Well,
That's-
I mean, they could always make Dominic the next Sin Cara.
Yeah, I mean,
Ray's
Ray's
went
got
well
the,
first.
but Ray's eye patch is literally half of his fucking mask. So, I mean, they could do that.
All right, who's in agreement? So what's the overall consensus?
He thinks I can tell. Chris thinks Ray. I think it's Seth.
I think it's going to be Seth with Dominic.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change it to Seth. I guess I'm gonna change it to Seth. But Dominic's not turning heel.
No.
Dominic
Dominic's not
on Ray for some.
Dominic's not turning Ray, onto Ray. But I think Dominic saves Ray.
Dominic is going to be involved. Can we all agree with
Yes.
that? Dominic will be part of this match in some form. Period.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
agree
Anyway,
with that.
next match we got Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt Swamp.
Well, this is
fight
going to be
match.
your main event.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, this is going to be your main event.
You think Ziggler and Drew McIntyre is going to be the main event?
This is
I
your
think so.
this is your cinematic match, and it's your main event, and Braun's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm thinking Strowman's definitely going to win this.
Yeah.
Strowman wins, and now you're gonna give an excuse for SummerSlam to bring out the Fiend.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Next match, we have Nikki Cross versus Bayley for the women's title. I already know who I'm picking. Duh. There's no secret there. I don't even.
The thing
you guys
is-
can discuss it.
The thing is, I think Nikki may win because they're teasing the Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross tag team breakup.
What? Have Alexa turn heel again?
No, not the heel thing. Not somebody turning heel. It's just like they don't tag anymore.
Yeah, because Alexa's been hurt, so I don't think I think she's trying to get out of the ring.
And Nikki Cross, is damn good.
Hell,
and
you know what I would love? Have Alexa be Nikki's mouthpiece. Literally keep them as a team, but Alexa doesn't wrestle anymore. Have her be Nikki's manager.
So she's
Or have
not being out
Alexa get have Alexa get healed, or the reason why I'm saying I could see Nikki Cross beating Bayley is because Bayley and Sasha still are the women's tag team champions.
Well, here's my question too: is which match goes first? This one, or Asuka Sasha?
Well, that was that's next on the list.
Well, that's what I'm.
Sasha versus the shithead.
But you mean the shithead
Asuka
versus
versus Sasha.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway,
I think Asuka wins anyway because they're building up Asuka.
Well, wait. Now, this is what I'm getting at. If they are going to do what people have thought they're going to do, and that's make a rift between Sasha and Bayley, which match goes first? Because if Sasha goes first, and then shit happens, I could see Sasha fucking Bayley over for the women's title. And that's the thing. If Sasha and Asuka go first, that makes more sense that happens. But if they're second, I don't see that.
Well, if Sasha and Asuka go, I don't think Sasha and Asuka go first.
Okay, so you think that's going to be
I think
second?
that's going to be later on in the card. And Sasha and Asuka, I think Asuka wins. See, I think, if that happens, then Sasha comes after Bayley for the title.
Exactly. That's my thinking. But
I don't think they throw away Nikki Cross like that.
I don't think they throw away Nikki Cross, but it gets the title off of Bayley So then they can stay, and then they're the women's tag champs that are going to be that are pissed off at each other.
I mean, anything could happen with
But
that.
you don't even have
really
to. But at the same time, too, you could also have Sasha win, and Bailey's jealous.
No, she's not beating Asuka.
No,
Sorry, it's not happening.
I'm just saying there's again, it's another what if moment, but there's stories that could happen from this.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the last. Sorry, you were going to say something, Chris? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got Asuka. Like I said, I got Asuka.
Yeah, I got Asuka and Bailey both retaining.
I could see Bailey retaining. I mean, unless that would be a hell of a way to get Nikki Cross over, though. So
yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking to myself, sure, Bailey wins, but she puts Nikki over to the point where you really believe Nikki's got a shot at winning the title down the road, say it's SummerSlam or something. You know, that's just my opinion. Just make her look good, and I think Bailey will do that. I think she'll make her look good. You know, because they've been putting a lot of money behind her. I mean, well, not money. They've been putting a lot of time behind Nikki Cross. I think they're trying to build her up to be one of the next bigger stars. Because I got a bigger stars because 3 of their biggest names are out: Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda. So they got to build somebody up.
Yeah.
You know,
they brought Shayna back, and Shayna versus Asuka is a feud that you could easily do.
Oh God, that'll be a money feud. But then,
completely.
You know, I mean, completely. But then you think to myself, I've heard through Wrestle Talk that this Bianca Belair was a one-off deal because what's her name is still trying to find herself.
Liv Morgan's supposed to be, but Liv Morgan is I don't know what. So, but they could do really if they tag Ruby Riott with Bianca Belair. That's something that hasn't been done before, that people aren't ready for. And that's the perfect thing right now, especially in like what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what better way to get Ruby Riott over as a face than to have her be
with this?
Yeah. What better way to have Ruby Riott get over as a face than to basically be down with the movement?
Yeah.
That Bianca is a big part of.
Well, you got to figure it this way. It's intelligent. It seems like it definitely could work. So you know WWE has no idea about any of that.
Oh, God. The thing is, probably somebody mentioned it to Bruce Pritchard, and Bruce Pritchard's so stressed. He's like, yeah, go with it.
Yeah,
and Vince is like, I'm getting right through the coals.
No, Vince was like, well, pal, shall we team the punky girl with the girl with the hair? Well, we're going to call it the Punk Hair Connection. I don't see money behind that. Put her back in NXT.
I don't see money. I don't see money behind that. And all of a sudden, that's when he calls Tripp. That's when he's like, what do you think about this? And Trips is just like, it's smart. Because you're trying to get Ruby over as a face. Liv is nowhere to be found. Everybody knows the Riot Squad. But what better way to get Ruby over as a face than you're already pushing Bianca as a face. And people are liking Bianca a lot more now, especially because of the movement.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden to have Ruby be down with that, it works.
You know who would be a good tag team? Her and Shotzi. Ruby and Shotzi. Call it the Riot Shots or something, or...
Well, that would be a good one, but
they both have the green fucking hair extensions.
The shit.
There is a tag team that makes perfect sense because they're already friends anyway. Ruby and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Rhea's staying in NXT for now. She's not leaving NXT anytime soon.
I don't know about that. I mean, what the hell is she gonna do? I mean,
you know
because
what
it
it is?
looks like they're going to keep her away from the title for a bit. So,
But you know what it is? Here's the thing. They could either A, keep her in
Give me 2 seconds,
NXT
guys.
and oh well, we'll talk it while you're gone. You leave her, you bring her up to the main roster, and you don't do anything with her like you do with Shayna Baszler. You keep her in NXT, you have her do some stuff, and possibly turn heel to go against Io Shirai for the title, or you just because there's too many girls in NXT that you could be building up, the Shotzi Blackhearts, the Aaliyah. I mean, there's other girls. I mean, I don't know all the girls off the top of my head that are in NXT.
Shotzi, Tegan Knox,
I just said Shotzi, Tegan Knox,
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai. There's so many girls you could be building the future around. Put these girls in the big time spotlight of NXT. Don't keep doing it. It's kind of like you're kind of screwed in this way because you really shove Rhea Ripley down everybody's throat like you were doing Becky and Charlotte. And then they get bored of it and they're like, oh, God, those two are fighting again. But then again, if you don't do it, what do you do with Rhea? What does she do? Sit home and get stale? No.
That's why it makes sense that she would go either to SmackDown or Raw.
Oh, all right.
But then again, what do you do with her when you put her on Raw or SmackDown? What do you do with her?
Well, when you put her on SmackDown, she automatically feud her with Bayley.
What if Bayley doesn't retain? What if Bayley loses the title to Nikki Cross?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe faces against each other. There's too many what ifs. I think she should stay in NXT for a little. I still think she should be brought up before the year's out. But I say until at least SummerSlam, keep her in NXT for now.
And do what?
I'm still thinking do a heel turn on her, put her against Io Shirai for the title, and then because a heel Rhea would probably be a hell of a lot over than a heel Io Shirai. The crowd fucking love her now.
Well, the thing is, Rhea Ripley was a heel in NXT UK, and she came over to NXT with the same heel persona. It's the crowd made her a face. It seems very lazy to be like, oh yeah, just make her a heel and come after. No, because
it's my opinions though.
Yeah, it just seems like it's always like by numbers. It goes to like, turn them heel, and then and then usually, turn them heel, and then it just kills the momentum they had.
But then you know what? Look at Roman Reigns. How many people were calling for Roman Reigns to turn heel? They never did it, and before the whole Corona thing, he was stale as shit.
He wasn't that stale. What made him stale was what made that thing stale was Baron Corbin's mid-card politics.
But then again, it's like, how many people were clamoring for Cena to be a heel? That never happened. Then he eventually. I still think they should have done that because I think that might have rejuvenated his career. Because look what it did for Hogan when he did the whole NWO thing. Hogan became relevant, although be it for a short time.
Unfortunately, at that time though, who were you putting Cena to feud with? There were no faces that they built.
Well, the other thing, Hogan turning heel was first a ratings grab. That's all it was. It was a ratings grab, and then also you had Hogan. I mean, the fans loved Flair. The fans loved Sting. So, and you have Hogan as champ. The fans wanted to see Sting so bad with the belt. So what do? You remove one of those faces. And Hogan saw that. And so Hogan had to turn heel to go with the NWO. It made sense.
But okay,
and what do you eventually do? They push Sting to the belt.
But here's the thing: if you notice, how long did they did it in the right way, but they drawed it out a little too much. Sting all of a sudden stopped talking, became a free agent. All I did was hang out in the rafters. come out occasionally, beat a few people up, and then leave again. He turned what? He turned heel, Hogan turned heel what, in
96.
May, I think? Was it May? May or June?
96.
It was
96.
No, I'm saying the
It was
month.
June.
No, I'm saying the month. There's a
June.
reason I'm saying June, was it? You
Yeah.
didn't get a match between Hogan and Sting until not Survivor Series.
Halloween
Starrcade.
Yeah, that's called good booking.
I said, yeah, but I think they took a little too. If they maybe shortened it a little bit, that would have been better.
All right, Sting, Hogan, the only place that could have gone on was Starrcade. That's like their WrestleMania. So to have Sting basically say the only thing about for sure about Sting is nothing's for sure, and then he just was in the rafters for months. It worked. It built it. It built the angle. Because the thing is now the thing is now all of a sudden people want this instant gratification. That's why people bitch sometimes about NXT angles where they take too long to develop, but they don't take too long to develop. They just are done right. Where people are so used to turbo booking with WWE the way they do it now, with just turbo booking, like, oh, he's heel now. All of a sudden, a month later, yeah, this guy's in the story, and it's like there's no build.
All right, I understand the whole building process, but I'm sorry, but the days of 6-month storylines are not going to happen anymore. It's because what you just said. You just said it. Everybody wants instant gratification. But I agree that maybe longer term feud building is a necessity. But maybe not a 6-month one like they did with Sting and Hogan. Do it maybe 3 months. Cut it in half. Not having a 6-month. Because you're going to get people, I swear to God, you said it. People will nowadays want instant gratification. And I'm sorry to say, but that's Vince unfortunately sees that. He doesn't see dollar signs in that. He is all about the instant gratification. Triple H wants to build things. I get that. And I understand that. And I agree with that.
Better.
I understand. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just talking about the length of it. It doesn't need to be the same argument about the baseball shit when we did the baseball argument. Same thing. What happens is I'm agreeing that they need to build it, but not for 6 to 7 month feud. Those days are gone. You can't do that anymore. Fans will become bored of that within the first month. I'm sorry to say it, but tell me I'm wrong. But then if you build it over, say, 3 months and make it really good, then you pounce on it. You're going to get good results back. 6 months. You can't do 6, 7 month feuds anymore. They can't. They don't work anymore.
If you keep a storyline good, this thing, you just can't rehash it. But if you keep it good, fans will get enticed by it no matter what.
Okay.
So if you have a storyline go 6, 7, even a year, and it's good to where the fans are like, holy shit, this is awesome. I can't wait for them to fight. Like either a guy's injured, so he's on TV talking all the time, or promo segments. Because that's what builds it now, promo segments. Nobody gives a shit about the match until the pay-per-view.
Okay, here's the problem I see with that 6, 7. Tell me, and now I want you to either agree with me or disagree with me on the next statement. This goes for both of you. The writing WWE has done in the last 2 years has been absolutely, positively piss poor in so many different aspects. For God's sakes, you made the joke. Baron Corbin's mid-card Vortex of Evil. That went on for how many months? And people didn't give a shit because it was stupid booking and it was stupid writing. So you're telling me, with the writing being as bad as it's been the last couple of years, the ratings going into the toilet the way they have been, you want to draw a feud out between 2 guys or 2 girls for almost a year? They can barely rate week to week. They can barely let me finish. They can barely fucking rate week to week. And you want something to go on for a year? You're out of your fucking mind.
That can save it.
Mind. You're out of your mind.
That could actually get fans back. That could actually get fans invested in something. Because how did fans get invested in Austin and McMahon? And that feud went on for years.
But that was a different time. That you keep talking about the stuff that went on for years, but that was a different fucking time. That was before the Keyboard Warriors started, and
that's
all
when
the
it's
blogs. That was
when
in the internet's infancy. You didn't get people on the internet with blogs, but it wasn't the same. It's not the same time, Chris. That's what I'm trying to get through to you. It's not the same time.
If you write it and it is good, it doesn't matter. Because the show is 3 hours. The show is 3 hours, the same thing. Or the show is 2 hours, the same thing. People are still watching the same fucking show. Regardless if they go on the cheat sheets, third sheets, Wrestle Talk, or whatever the fuck it is. They're still talking about what they're being presented. And if what they're being presented is good, and it makes sense, then it will work. Then people will be invested in it. The problem is Vince, like I said, Vince is all like blah, 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 and Vince wants to make stars, but he doesn't know that he needs to make stars, but they need to make stars. I'm gonna put it
the right way.
They need to organically make stars. That's why the stars in NXT work, because Triple H invests the time like Dusty Rhodes did.
I understand that, and I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But you are talking about a time that was when fans were more invested in the characters. They were more invested in the storyline. Nowadays, it's, oh God, this again. They get bored of it. People get bored of shit so easily nowadays. No.
Look at
Roman Reigns. They wanted Roman Reigns to break away from the Shield so fucking bad because everybody fucking loved Roman Reigns. They pulled him away from the Shield, and what happened? It was like a
Here's the thing.
It went over nowhere because he won the fucking Royal Rumble with the help of The Rock. He got booed out of the place
because you did it in an area that are Okay, I'm sorry. I have to speak in on this one. Vince is listening to the fucking common folk when it comes to that shit. He's listening to the quote-unquote filthy casuals that only like Roman Reigns, that wants Roman Reigns to be on the outskirts by himself. You go and pull a stunt like that in Philly when The Rock comes out and helps Roman? I'm sorry, in Philly? If this was in Des Moines, Iowa, the fans would have gone apeshit. But you do this in Philly. You know, besides New York and New Jersey, like the wrestling fucking capital. ECW homeland. People that actually are invested in pro fucking wrestling. You know, where WWE started.
And the thing is also when they struck, they should have struck with Roman a year earlier. They didn't.
When Batista won, their fuck up was when Batista won the Rumble, it should have been Roman.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Or it should have been Daniel Bryan.
I agree with that too.
But the fact of the matter is, it's like, you said it best, Ronnie. They didn't strike while the iron was hot. And it's like, this is where I think either A, Vince needs to step down from creative control and give it more power over to Triple H, who will do things more Dusty Rhodes' way. Dusty Rhodes used to think, but when booking feuds, don't make them year-long feuds, because I still believe the crowds are not going to be into that. When the crowds do return, that's not going to go over big with them because they're like, I want something differently, because they've been conditioned with the way the feuds are. It's like everything's quick turnaround. They're more conditioned to that now. It's not like how you said with Austin and McMahon went on for years because they weren't conditioned. That's how feuds were back in the 80s and the 90s. They did it over long term. The whole WrestleMania 1, Hogan, T, Piper, and Orndorff. That thing went on for almost a year and a half.
That
would never get over now.
But that's
It
different.
would never get over now because it's too
All right.
long.
See, here's the thing. Something like
Here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. I'll say it quick. Here's what you got to do. How Austin McMahon did it, that was the main stretch, and then they had little sub-feuds in between. That's how you do it.
But I also said this, but sorry to cut you off, Chris, but I also said this 2 weeks ago. The feud was never Austin McMahon or Rock Austin or Rock McMahon or Taker Kane. It was the title. The title was the feud. Everything that was going on was all around the title. The title was the draw.
But the main feud was Austin versus McMahon. And what they did, then they threw The Rock in there. Then they threw The Undertaker and then Mankind. And everybody like that. And then Triple H came in there. And Kurt Angle came in there. But the same thing as it always went through was Austin versus McMahon. Even when Austin joined McMahon, it was still Austin versus McMahon.
And the title helped.
Feud, if you notice, that feud didn't last that long because the fans revolted against that.
Because Austin was... Well,
when Austin joined McMahon? Yeah, because it was never supposed to last that long. It was supposed to make the fans, sick to their stomach and want Austin to break out. And then when Austin broke out, it still was Austin versus McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, let's face it. You look at Austin Rock. Some of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah.
Guess what? It really, as much as it was, would it have mattered as much if Vince didn't project himself into any of that?
There it is.
I mean, let's face it.
Vince interjecting himself as first The Rock, the corporate champion, and then Vince screws over The Rock, and then Vince tries to screw over Austin. It kept that narrative going of Austin versus McMahon, but then you also had The Rock in there, and then you had Rock versus McMahon, and you had it you always had several feuds going at the same time. That's where like how with the women's division up until recently, your best example of this was Charlotte versus Becky.
Yeah.
Charlotte versus Becky, they become friends. They're friends, best friends. Then they're bitter enemies. Becky wins the title off Ronda with Charlotte there at WrestleMania. Then Charlotte and Becky go at it. Then Charlotte becomes SmackDown champion, but they still sort of always have that animosity.
But that's the thing. It's you're kind of looking at it.
Right.
It's all right, we're gonna go this, but you always know, okay, when are we getting back to it? The anticipation is, okay, you're splitting off. We get it, but when are we getting back to it? I'll let this ride out, but
They were gonna get back to it. They were gonna get back to it because remember, Charlotte, before she became NXT champion, NXT Women's Champion, she was back on Raw.
Right, but that's what I mean. It's
Which means they were going to build the Charlotte versus Becky probably around SummerSlam, Survivor Series, whatever.
Yeah, but the one thing
because that's their cash feud.
Yeah, the one thing though I have to say is, and if you're really looking to do massive feuds, I mean, even go back to Cena. You built 6-month feuds with Cena because Cena would wrestle how many times did he wrestle Randy Orton? How many times did he wrestle?
2,537 times.
Guess what? Anytime I saw a Cena Orton match, there was times where you could tell Orton didn't care, but when Orton cared, the matches were good. The matches were fine. Yeah. But here's the thing: what wrapped Cena and Orton most of the time was Orton was doing the Legend Killer gimmick, or Orton was just getting out of Evolution, and that's another one. Triple H was more Orton going through Evolution to get to Hunter. That was a 6-7 month build.
and
But
then
here's the
Orton going through the McMahon family to get to 100.
Right. But that's
But
what
here's the one feud that I got to call bullshit on, and it involves Cena when they had the whole Nexus thing.
Oh, that was crap.
Whoa.
Because
First
here's
off,
the thing. No. You said your point. Now let me explain my point. Let me say my piece, and then you can say whatever you want. What had happened was if they had done all this building like you had said they should be doing, all this building of storylines, that started off in May, and it was over by SummerSlam. But here's my problem with that. That was a short-term plan, but then that is one feud that they could have done longer, because what you could have done with that is you could have had Cena get beat up a bunch of times by the Nexus. Then all of a sudden, Cena strategically starts taking out Nexus members to get to Barrett. If it had been built up that way, and then having maybe one or two other guys join Cena in his aid to go against, instead of having all that Bret Hart coming back, Daniel Bryan coming back at SummerSlam, blah, 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 beating the neck, all that stuff, because that storyline was worse shit. If they had done it a different way, let's just say, have Jericho and Edge. Let's just throw those two in there. And have them help Cena go against the Nexus and slowly dismantle it until you get to Barrett, and then have a big match between Barrett and Cena where the winner takes over, lets the Nexus fly, or if Cena wins, the Nexus is disbanded forever. But if you built it out over time, that could have been better. But they didn't. They did it really short, really fast, really quick, but then they screwed it up. They did it a short feud like I'm talking about, but they did it in the wrong way.
I'll finish that sentence in about two phrases.
Go ahead, finish it. I'm done.
Okay. WWE had no faith in Barrett.
Then
Done.
why build up? Why make this Nexus feud? If you've got no faith in a guy, why put him as the centerpiece of that group?
Because that's NXT. That wasn't WWE. That was NXT. That was their call-up system.
Game show.
That was a game show. That was a game show. You really think they had anything? The only one that had any fucking clout in that entire group was Daniel Bryan, and he got fired for choking out Justin Roberts during a fucking
with a necktie.
Give me a fucking break. The Nexus was a joke. The Core was more intimidating than the fucking Nexus.
Well,
but you see my point where I'm trying to make with it?
They originally had they had faith in Barrett, and then they saw him wrestle other main card talent, and
I mean, who did the Nexus have? Let's see, what was it? It was Barrett,
Tarver,
Daniel Bryan, the original. I'm talking about the original. Was Skip Sheffield, aka Ryback,
yeah.
Michael Tarver, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and David Otunga. I think, wasn't that it? Or was there an eighth member? Darren Young.
Darren Young.
That was the eighth. You look at that group. There was some potential in that group. You could have had somebody from the cruiserweight division join up with Cena and go against somebody like a Gabriel. You could have had somebody go against Tarver.
There was no cruiserweight title
like a shoot fighter type go against Tarver, because Tarver was a shoot fighter and an MMA type guy.
But here's
you could
the
have
other
somebody strong go against Skip Sheffield as the powerhouse. There's so many things they could have done, but they chose not to.
But here's
and
the
it
other
could have
problem.
been better. Could have been done better.
Here's the other problem. Cena, at said time, was a lone wolf. Cena would have never went to anybody to get help.
Then why the fuck did they do all the teaming up shit with him, with Edge, or was it Edge, Jericho, Bret Hart, R-Truth, Morrison, and I forget somebody else.
Because they were trying to make the Nexus look like a credible threat, and after they completely squashed the Nexus the next week or whatever, the Nexus was a joke.
Yeah. The minute you have Cena even look remotely... First off, okay, the minute you had Cena look remotely strong against the Nexus, you have killed the Nexus. Especially with the intro that they had. They came out and fucking ripped up Raw.
They beat down Cena, beat down CM Punk.
Beat down Luke Gallows.
You beat out the two biggest stars in that company. You beat down. and then
Right.
you didn't finish the job. Okay, I'm sorry. You have no credibility in any book. You literally had a guy get fired because of that whole thing. It's like
And then they
woof.
had Cena join the Nexus, and that lasted for like a week or two.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah,
There's only one person out of that. There's only two people, and I'm not even counting Bryan. Granted, Daniel Bryan was there, but there was two people. It was fucking Ryback and Barrett that could have been main event guys. Yeah, okay, Daniel Bryan. Now we know that because it's D-Bry. But if you go off and just look at what was in that group, could you really tell me any one of those guys in that group were main event talent?
Well, as soon as they called Heath Slater Wendy, it was over.
But I'm saying looks. I'm saying as like build and look. Were any of those guys main event WrestleMania talent?
The only ones that I saw, I mean, I'll be honest with you, if you really want to be honest, there was a couple of guys that you didn't mention that I saw some potential in, maybe not as main eventers, but as
that's what WWE wanted.
upper card close to it. That's Otunga had the look. He had the look and the charisma. Couldn't wrestle worth a lick.
Then that's not.
But then you had, but you had a guy like Justin Gabriel who was talented as all fuck in the ring, had some charisma, but
couldn't talk worth shit. Couldn't talk.
But if he could have been conditioned, if he had worked with somebody that could have helped him and build off of that, could have gone somewhere. They didn't know what they had. Justin Gabriel was a hell of a talent.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but that's a mid-card guy. I'm talking about at that time, WWE was looking for main event or bust. They were not looking for mid-carders. The fact that Heath Slater had a job for as long as he did in the mid-card is fucking amazing.
He was the only member of the Nexus that survived that long.
But
I mean, if you count Otunga, but Otunga hasn't been in the ring in 5 years.
What I'm saying is Otunga didn't. Yeah, he had a look. Congrats. How many guys in the WWE had a look? He couldn't wrestle worth shit. Gabriel, great wrestler. Couldn't talk worth shit. The best you could have got out of him was tag team. Slater, yeah, charisma for fucking days. But again, the minute Cena called him Wendy, they all died.
But then, okay, then explain to me, how did Darren Young survive so long?
Because Cena loved him. Come on, they called him the Black John Cena.
I mean, and then you put him in a tag team with Titus O'Neil, and then you had the primetime players. That was a money team for a while, no pun intended.
Because Darren
But they were a money team. They were a mid-card tag team that people could get behind.
But you just said it. Mid-card tag team.
I'm not disagreeing.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. At that time, WWE was looking at main event or bust. They were looking at someone that could.
What about Ryback? Ryback was thrust in the main event, and he fucking floundered.
Because he couldn't. Because they tried to give him a microphone. Ryback, and also too, I blame the fans for Ryback for a lot of that shit. Because they all said he was Goldberg, and the minute you put him in a title match with CM Punk, you killed him. Because of Brad fucking Maddox.
Oh, yeah.
You put him in a title match where, I'm sorry, if you wanted him to be Goldberg, he should have gone 2 years without even sniffing a title picture. And then you put him in the IC title or US title match, give him the US title, let him run with that, and you fucking make him Goldberg. You legitimately make him Goldberg. I don't care because it works. He should have just been running roughshod over the mid fucking card or the low mid card and mid card. I don't even give a shit if he had a fucking feud with Zack fucking Ryder. At least then you're making him fucking credible by destroying people. Then you give him a mid card title. Then you give him the world title. He should have been going 2 years undefeated. No one touches him, and then you put him in a fucking world title match.
The only member of the Nexus that was complete horseshit from start to finish, I'm sorry about it, was Michael Tarver. He couldn't wrestle and he couldn't talk. He was just flat out. No wonder he was the first one eliminated from the NXT show, because he's terrible. He was absolutely, positively terrible. Why do you think he was the first one cut out of the first one released out of the group? Because they couldn't find anything for him to do that he could do well. Nothing. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no, he was drizzling dog shit. But
everybody else in the Nexus, you could maybe milk a little something out of. Him, you couldn't milk. That's like trying to get blood from a stone.
The problem
you weren't getting anything out of Carver.
The problem is at that time, WWE was just getting away from the fucking rotating door of people. They didn't want that, and they tried to use something that worked, and they had nothing. Remember, this was also right around the time when they just stopped doing when Nathan Jones and all that, those fucking people were just getting away from that. That's the problem. It's the fact that they were not getting away. They had a faction that just okay. And Wade Barrett couldn't. I mean, yeah, he got better down the road, but I mean, he was better. Wade Barrett was not a leader. He was better as a charisma when he made a fucking joke and it got over with the crowd. Fucking Bad News Barrett was a joke.
But it got over because the fans liked it. Oh God, I'm afraid I got some bad news. The crowd ate it up.
Yeah, because he was a mid-carder. He was not going to be pushed as a main event talent. That's the difference. If he stuck him just as a straight-up mid-card guy, fuck, didn't he lose to fucking Bo Dallas in the Rumble, and that was Bo Dallas' debut?
I don't remember that, but here's another question. It's like, okay, Barrett was killed off by the whole Nexus feud. Then they kind of had him squandered. If they had no faith in him, why did they, when they rebranded the whole King of the Ring thing, why did they have him win the damn King of the Ring?
Because
if they had no faith in him.
They had no faith in him as a main event guy. Doesn't mean they didn't have faith in him as a mid-card guy, which they could still work with the King. The King Barrett thing worked because guess what? That was a mid-card gimmick. Look, okay, great example. King Corbin.
Oh God, fuck him.
King Sheamus. Need I go? And look, besides even Austin, when Austin won King of the Ring, he was still a mid-card guy.
But when he's uttered those words, Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass." He left. He jumped out of the mid card and became a player.
Had nothing
because
to do
not
with the
more
King
than
of the Ring,
3
though.
or 4 months later, he was starting to do the Bret Hart shit.
But had nothing
and then
to do.
He jumped. Then he leapt out of the mid card and never fucking looked back.
Had nothing to
When
do with the
people
King of the Ring, though. Had nothing to do with him winning King of the Ring. That was a mid-card gimmick.
It was a mid-card gimmick, but he made it a main event.
Okay,
he made it a main event thing by uttering that word.
No, he didn't make He did not make King of the Ring a main event thing. He made himself a main card event. Guess what? After he said those words, did they ever call him King Austin?
Nope.
Then King of the Ring don't mean shit. It's Stone Cold Steve fucking Austin that made him a main event talent. Brock Lesnar, did they call him King Lesnar? Hell no.
Called Billy Gunn King Gunn.
But mid-card. Even Haku won that fucking thing, and they still called him King Haku. He was not a main event talent. The only one that was a main event talent that fucking won that gimmick was Harley fucking Race.
Well, because he's Harley fucking Race. That's why. Because Harley Race was a bona fide megastar.
But that's proving my point. That's proving my point.
Haku was good as King Haku for a while.
But he wasn't. But again, not.
But he was a main eventer briefly, not long term. But he was briefly a main eventer because I think he went after Hogan when Hogan still had the title. He challenged Hogan many times for the title when he was king. But then they put him in a tag team with Andre the Giant, and then that was it.
Yeah, but
he was done with that.
We just spent literally a fucking hour talking about that.
Well, it was good though. It was interesting.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
We have one match left. We have McIntyre and Ziggler.
Oh, we have 2 matches left because you missed one. Drew. Drew's winning that.
Well, according to Wikipedia, that was the only matches that it had.
Yeah,
that it has listed.
Chris, what are you taking?
McIntyre.
And we forgot the bar fight.
Well, that's not listed.
Hardy.
I know that, but that one, I fucking hate that feud anyway. I hate that feud anyway. That's terrible. That's terrible booking right there. Period. I never liked it, and I never was behind it. Because of Jeff's real life issues, I'm not crazy about
Jeff
it.
wins.
I'm not,
Jeff,
I don't like
Jeff's winning this. Jeff's winning that match.
Yeah, but that whole thing in a bar, that scares me. That freaks me out with Jeff. Because Matt Hardy's even come out and said, "I don't like this." CM Punk came out, "I don't like this."
Right.
That was his background.
We all
don't like it.
We all understand that, but at the same time too, Jeff still has to sign off it at the end. People could say they don't like it because, shit, I don't really care for it either. I just want to know why it's Sheamus he's going after and not fucking Corbin.
Just Corbin is still in that mid-card vortex of evil.
So is Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's a mid-carder now. He's been a... Guess what? If he takes one lick of alcohol, I guarantee you fucking Willow's showing up.
What's gonna happen? Willow the Wisp. Well, he owns it, so he can do what he wants with it. He owns
Jeff
that
Hardy
character.
wins.
So.
Jeff Hardy wins. But
Yeah. Well, if I had to pick, of course, Jeff. I'm gonna take Jeff, but
yeah.
still don't mean I don't like it. But anyway.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll do the other stuff next week.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes,
so.
but ladies and gentlemen, that was our show. Please follow us on Twitter and on Facebook at the Nerdport Network. Follow us on Twitch on the Nerdport Network. Follow us on Twitter at Ronnie.
Trips at XC.
This is Zombie Master.
Boys, it's a long show, and every time we get done with this, Bobby Bonilla is getting paid. Good night.
See ya.
Good night.